An entrepreneur tends to bite off a little more than he can chew. And at JCI, we understand that. We also understand that appreciation is the greatest tool for motivation. And knowing the need to impact our revenue generation as a country and the role that entrepreneurs have played in impacting the non-oil sector through innovative product and service offerings, we have aligned with the JCI Rise and CYEA initiatives, and it is to this end that a day such as this has been made possible. On behalf of JCI Nigeria and Chairperson CYEA, I welcome you to this event, and I ensure you that you will have a fabulous time. Can we all rise up for the national anthem? Thank you. After the count of 3, we'll take national anthem in unison. Thank you very much. Please, before we take our seats, can we recognize the presence of the National President, JCI Ambassador Adeola Olajumoke, with the JCI round of applause. Thank you very much. Please, let's have our seats. This event wouldn't have been made possible if we had an incompetent person to handle this initiative for this year. So please, with the JCI round of applause, can we recognize the presence of the Chairperson, Olajumoke Adeola, the Chairperson of JCI Nigeria CYEA. Also, joining us online is our International Vice President for Africa and the Middle East, Tetsiwe. Please, let's recognize our without wasting any more of our time, I'd like to take the Chairperson's welcome remarks for today. Thank you very much. Please, let's give a round of applause.
National President, the JCI General Secretary General, JCI Vice President, Africa and Middle East, immediate past President JCI, past National Presidents, JCI Senators here present, National Board members here present, our dear awardees, distinguished guests, panelists. Welcome to the maiden edition of the JCI Nigeria Creative Young Entrepreneurs Awards. Sometimes, depending on the skill, a personal paradigm shift could happen over a period of time or in an eureka moment. For me, it was in a moment. During my undergraduate days, at Obafemi Awolowo University, of course, the best university in Nigeria. I was walking along the corridors of the biochemistry department when I saw an article on the department board. The article described Nigerian youths as a ticking time bomb. Mainly because of our large youth population, high unemployment rate, and crime rate. That moment, I decided I was going to defy that definition. I am not a ticking time bomb. And I'm not going to do that alone. I'm going to help other Nigerian youths achieve the same. And one of the most effective tools I've realized to achieve this end is entrepreneurship. And this is a vision that is shared by the President of JCI Nigeria, Adeola, and the Chairperson also. This vision brought us here today. It birthed the first 5 months of planning, building the dream team one individual at a time, engaging stakeholders across demographics, sectors, and most especially, engaging young entrepreneurs across Nigeria. And today, we celebrate 10 innovative and creative young Nigerians who have demonstrated their ability to thrive despite the COVID pandemic. We also celebrate entrepreneurs all over the country, though unrecognized today, contribute positively to the economy of the country. And to the CYEA rockstars, I call them rockstars because without them, we wouldn't have this event today. They're individuals that volunteer their time, their resources, their network to make this event a success. We have them all over the hall. At this point, I would like to crave the indulgence of all present. Now, all CYEA rockstars, team members of the CYEA group, please stand up for recognition. If you are in the hall right now, please stand up. A round of applause for them, please. So thank you for the sleepless nights. Yes, a lot of people I had to call by 1 a.m., 2 a.m., take them away from their family on several occasions. So thank you for your amazing contributions. Thank you for the many young people that together we have been able to empower. Thank you very much and welcome to the maiden edition of the JCI Creative Young Entrepreneurs Awards.
Please let's keep clapping. Thank you very much, Olajumoke, for working tirelessly on this initiative. Your passion for entrepreneurship and enterprise development is admirable. Thank you very much for putting something as beautiful as this together. We appreciate you. In JCI, recognition is a continuous process, and I'd like to recognize the presence of some people here. I'd like to recognize the presence of 2021 National Treasurer, Gafar Ujubote. Thank you for coming. NVP Southwest 2, Olajumoke Adeola, thank you very much for coming. NVP Northwest, Malik Sherifdin, thank you very much. JCI Senator Rashid Balukun Adeni, JCI Africa Middle East Commission Chairman, thank you very much for joining us virtually. Mr. Shola Tinubu, we recognize your presence. Thank you for making it here today. In the course of the event, I'll be doing a lot more of recognitions. So to proceed to the next item on the agenda, I'd like to have the #1 citizen of JCI Nigeria to give us his remark. Please, as it stands, because he is my national president, as it stands, please celebrate him with a JCI round of applause. If you don't understand, just join us, okay? So please, National President JCI Ambassador Abiola Olorunshola, I would like to have you here for your
Thank you. Chairperson, Creative Young Entrepreneurs Award, the Executive Secretary, JCI Nigeria, our keynote speaker, Kari Hin, JCI International Secretary General, our chief speaker, Mr. Adeola, our panelists, the awardees, members of Genochiba International Nigeria National Board, members of Genochiba International Nigeria, guests and friends of JCI Nigeria, good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome you as the 50th president of Genochiba International Nigeria to one of the most anticipated award ceremony of our organization. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to JCI Nigeria Creative Young Entrepreneur Award. It is no longer news that we are in the information age that thrives on knowledge and digital transformation. And with change being the bedrock of this dispensation, it is no longer just about the information. Now, how informed you are does not really hold water, but how well you can harness the information gathered to innovate. As Thomas Edison put, the value of an idea lies in the using of it. Innovation, they say, rules the world. And I beg to add that entrepreneurs rule the world. Because with entrepreneurs come innovations, and as an entrepreneur in this era, in order to keep relevant and to be able to scale up for the next level, you must keep it ingrained in your consciousness that there's always a way to do it better, and you must find it, because therein lies the power of innovation. And also, it is not enough to have great ideas, but the ability to put the ideas across in a convincing way makes a difference. The world belongs to those who dare to change the status quo. Therefore, to level up, you have to be willing to take big steps. When the situation demands it, never be too fearful to allow the change, because innovation itself is change. Even on the words of Wayne, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. Lastly, they said time change things. However, the truth is you actually have to change things yourself. So power up to see the change that you want and the value that the world needs, because this is the secret of being enabled to attain the next level as an entrepreneur. Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, National President. I'd like to recognize some people that are very important to us today. And, you know, when I walked in here, I saw a beautiful lady on this side of the hall, and I kept checking my brochure, you know, to know who she really is. And by the time I approached her, I took a wild guess and I was right. So please help me appreciate the presence of one of our panelists today, Olajumoke Adeola, Creative Director, Cyrus 45 Factory. Thank you very much. You agree with me that she's very beautiful. Please, Ma, are you taking? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize the presence of the theme speaker for today. He was carefully chosen because we would like to have him speak into, you know, to share, we would like to have him share his insights on some particular aspects, of entrepreneurship. Please help me recognize the presence of Adeyinka Adewale, FCA to the Managing Director, CEO of SmartFix Solutions Limited. Also, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Managing Director of BusinessDay Media, Ogo Okiti. Thank you very much for making it here. I'd like to recognize the presence of someone that is very important to these projects and initiative. We do not take his support. We do not take the access that we have to him for granted. Ladies and gentlemen, please with me recognize the presence of Peter Bankole, Director, Enterprise Development Center, Atlantic University. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your support, your guidance, your input so far, and thank you for making it here. So quickly, let's have Nena Hugu to come forward and give us the remark on CYEA. She's one of the judges, so would like to have her remarks. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start on existing protocol. The journey this far, it was really a wonderful one. And I must say that Enterprise Development Center, we put our best foot forward to make sure that we selected these young people. At a point, it was a struggle. 2 weeks of intense selection. We had our best judges sift through all these applications one by, as in word after each word, trying to make sure that we get the best. Let me congratulate you guys. You gave us assignments to select you guys. At a point when Jumoke called, I said, we had our 30, it was tough. But just give us, and let's extend this time again, because what we saw, the future that we saw in this youth, the kind of applications that we saw is something that, please, let's clap for them, please. So I'd like to congratulate them. By the time we came to the last 10, it was a tough one. And I must say that the last 50, for everybody that actually applied, congratulations wherever you are. But for this last 10, a double work, congratulations to you. And to JCI, Olajumoke and the team, I must congratulate you for a job well done. EDC on its own, I mean, we like working with JCI. They've been a, would I say, silent partner for years now. But this, for the past 2 years, we've worked closely with them, especially on our project, which I'm sure my director will speak again, the Transforming Nigerian Youth MasterCard Foundation Program, which they also are one of our partners in trying to make that initiative work. I'll talk about that later during the course of the program. So thank you very much for making it this far, and I wish you guys the very best.
Thank you very much, Ma. We do not take your efforts for granted. I can tell you for a fact that when it comes to shortlisting applicants for maybe accelerator programs or award initiatives such as this, it is never an easy task. Thank you for doing this. We appreciate you. Before we proceed to the next item on the agenda, I'd like to recognize some people that have joined us virtually. JCI Ambassador Onyige Chukwu Mbeledogo, 2019 JCI Nigeria President. Sorry, 2020 JCI Nigeria President. I'm so sorry. Somewhere in my head, 2020 didn't exist. I guess it's because of COVID-19. Please, yeah, she was JCI 2020 President. Thank you for joining us. I also want to recognize the presence of JCI Senator Ayo Abolu Shodun, 2010 JCI President. Also, I want to recognize the presence of 2021 Director, Corporate Organizations and Civil Society, Patrick Abiola. Thank you very much for attending. And I'd like to recognize the presence of the Executive Secretary of JCI Nigeria. I almost skipped him, but I realized that if I want to have a local organization to go back to, I need to recognize his presence. Thank you very much, JCI Ambassador Adeyemo. Thank you. I almost called Adeyoju, thank you very much. Okay, so to the next item on the agenda, I'd like to call forward the Chairperson, CYEA, Olajumoke Adeola, to handle this part of the program. Thank you. Okay, so right now we're going into the first part of the presentation of our awards. So we decided to break it into 2 parts so that we would not have a monotonous event. And right now, we'll start with the first awardee. It goes by the name Zhang Luca Bot. He's a talented and award-winning technology innovator, inventor, autodidact, and entrepreneur from Yango Gael, Jos, South Local Government Area of Plateau State, born on February 11th, 1991. He has received several national and international recognitions. Federal Government of Nigeria 2019 National MSME Award for Award of Excellence in Technology Innovation, the Future Awards Africa Prize for Technology 2019, among 100 most influential young Nigerians 2019, and many more after years of painstaking research driven by purpose to finding innovative solutions to indigenous problems. With numerous technological breakthrough and accomplishments, computer foot mouth, sand sieving machine, and many more, the founder CEO of Zhang Technologies Limited is an indigenous manufacturer of Zhang power bank, from recycling electronic waste, producer of toothpick from the leaves of coconut tree, committed to identifying ways to make life easier for people all over the world through technology, innovation, and creativity. His best quote is find your talent and polish it, then find and master the business side of your talent. Imagine, innovate, invent. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with a round of applause, appreciate, recognize, welcome Zhang Lukabot. Okay, so to make this presentation to him with the CYEA chair, we'll be calling on the national president, JCI Ambassador Adeola Olajumoke. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. All protocol duly observed. I really appreciate JCI for the great work they are doing. And I inform my state governor about this award, which he sent a representative. I think he's yet to be here. And I also want to appreciate him, though in his absence, for his support that he has been supporting young startups and MSMEs in the state. And actually, to the young people who are here, we will not relent. I really appreciate for this prestigious recognition of my innovations, and to whom much is given, much is expected. And I want to tell you that I will keep making Plateau State proud. I'll keep making Nigeria proud and Africa as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a fantastic speech. Coming right up is an award-winning, passionate, optimistic, and knowledge-driven, experienced farmer with a first-class communication skill, is a true lover of nature, and has over 8 years experience in farm management and production. His love for agriculture propelled him to providing healthy food options for people across 4 states in Nigeria. In the last 5 years, he has continued to develop himself in the bid to serve his customers with highly nutritional products and growing his brand exponentially to feed at least 2% of the Nigerian population by 2025. With a team of 10 people, is building the next generation of knowledge-driven farmers who will be intentional about creation of value via changing the narratives. He continues to share his knowledge by empowering other young people and women, trained 800 people both online and offline, and has 500 farmers within his network who are willing to be part of the agricultural value chain to unlock its limitless potentials to create jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me the second awardee for today, Adeleke Favor Okiki Jesu. Okay, please, we'd like to have your speech in 1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity, JCI. I'm really grateful. I never felt like I'm going to win anyway, and I just decided to try. And I really appreciate the amazing work at EDC, Mr. Peter Bankole, and the MD of BusinessDay. I really appreciate the great things you're doing. My name is Favor Adeleke. I felt that you guys have had my presentation. I come from an heritage of farmers for the past 5 generations, and I want to be a computer engineer, not a farmer, actually. And the love for engineering, the love for agriculture made me decide to venture into agriculture fully. Though I come from an heritage of farmers for the past 5 generations, my grandma, great-grandparents, and there's a quick story to why I started to be a farmer, right? My grandma is a diabetic patient for well over 35 years. And the value of eating organic farm products still now has sustained her health. You know, she has issues going to the hospitals and so many things. And the story and love for my grandma made me decide to be a farmer. And the good news is that, yeah, we started with organic vegetables and fruits. And the good news in the hospital has made a lot of customers attracted to our brand and the value that we offer. We currently have our products in well over 20 supermarkets in 4 states, and we believe that we can really do more. And it's time to unlock the limitless potentials in the agricultural value chain. I'm here to inspire other young people to see agriculture as an amazing opportunity to unlock the limitless potentials in Nigeria. And definitely, you know, the agricultural industry is going to pave the way for a bright Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the next awardee for today is an SDG health advocate, a social entrepreneur, CEO founder of Natal Cares, a graduate of project management from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, and has a master's degree, ICT 4D, is an EDC, Lagos Business School alumni, Yali Fellow, Ashoka Changemakers Fellow, Leap Africa Fellow, One Champion Fellow, Gratitude Network Fellow, and Tony Elumelu Foundation Fellow. Wow, I'm intimidated. He has an excellent human relation and communication skills. He can speak 6 major Nigerian languages fluently. He's very passionate about ICT, especially using it to solve humanity's greatest challenges. He's currently the CEO founder of Natal Cares, a social enterprise that leverages on the power of mobile technology, machine learning, and low-cost innovation to combat maternal and infant mortality in Nigeria, primarily focusing on providing mental and emotional healthcare support, medical monitoring, and emergency services to at-risk pregnant women, vulnerable children, and nursing mothers, reaching them in their hometowns and villages and advocating for better access to healthcare at primary healthcare centers, especially in underserved communities. Ladies and gentlemen, if you love what you've heard about this guy, like I have, please, with a round of applause, welcome with me Uche Kenneth Udekwe, our 3rd awardee for today.
Thank you so much, everybody. But first, I want to thank my daddy here. He's our daddy, and I'm an alumni of EDC as well. I know the impact he has on us. God bless you, sir. So, 4 years ago, I lost my sister-in-law at childbirth due to complications of pregnancy and delivery. And so when natal care stands for maternal and infant mortality, especially in a country like Nigeria, that is the second largest contributor in the whole world. I mean, you know that we're not here for jokes. I mean, we mean business at natal care. And we've developed a solution that works. And then our impacts are obvious. You can be a part of that support. These women in rural communities, they don't have the opportunities that we have. Our solution is low cost, it's cheap, but not all of them can afford it. Your impact, your help will go a long way to help them. I want to especially thank JCI for this opportunity, for thinking about us, I mean, the work that we're doing. I want to thank the natal care team. They're just awesome. I also want to especially thank Apostolic Faith Church. I never forget to mention them. They've always been very supportive from day one. It's such a privilege to be a part of that family of God. And then I want to thank all of you. Thank you very much for it.
Thank you so much. We are proud of the work you have been doing. Thank you very much. So before I call forward the next awardee, I'd like to appreciate and recognize the presence of our big senior mommy. She's JCI Senator Adeola Akinola, 2019 president of JCI Nigeria. I call her Senior Adeola. Thank you very much for coming. So our next awardee resigned as a business analyst and is a social brand ambassador and an environmental scientist. He founded the company Salu Bata and currently owns a patent in making modular shoes from recycled plastic waste. He has helped the company gain significant traction within a space of 2 years. He was recently nominated as a World Economic Forum Global Shaper 2020 and has the Business Person of the Year by the Entrepreneur Africa Awards 2019, winner of the Africa 3535 Young Innovator in Africa Awards 2019, won the UK government's Department for International Trade Hackathon Competition 2019, the British Council Entrepreneurship Award in 2019, winner of the Udo Udoma and Bello Osage Black Friday Pitch 2019, 100 Most Promising Startups in Africa by Africa Moves in 2019, winner of the Uber LSETF pitch, recently invited as a finalist to the Afric Up in Tunis, EMO Hanover in Berlin, Thera in Delhi, Discover Creative, Circular Design in Vienna, ITU, Magnet in Istanbul. Winner of the Princeton Africa Pitch 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me our next awardee, Fela.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, JCI. I must start with that not all the work you see out there is the work. There are more failures to this than even the successes. And so people won't tell you about their failures. They only see this. And so I really want to appreciate you guys for this moment. It's one of attractions to validate our cause, something that works, not only around the world, but also here in Nigeria. I really want to appreciate my wife. She's the one be doing this. And thank you for standing with me through. I must really appreciate JCI for organizing this. Thank you. And most importantly, I must appreciate God for blessing me with a very sound mind Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, you can have your seats. Thank you very much. So you agree with me that, okay, well, I'll try not to speak for anyone now, but I want to say that I feel proud to be Nigerian, and I know what it takes to create innovatively. And again, I want to appreciate every single person that has been recognized here. And to proceed to the next item on the agenda, I'd like to invite someone who will be speaking extensively into certain aspects of entrepreneurship from his perspective. And without wasting any more time, please welcome to the podium with me our theme speaker for today, Adeyinka Adewale, FCA to the Managing Director and CEO of Smart Fix Solutions Limited. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to stand on existing protocol. Firstly, I would like to appreciate the National President. I would like to appreciate Madam Olajumoke for the opportunity to be here today. And I would like to appreciate JCI as a whole for giving the opportunity to discuss entrepreneurship. This is a very interesting topic to always discuss. I guess it's not going to be only me that will be talking. All of us will share our home perspective at the end of the day. Fela mentioned one thing. He said, you are only celebrating the success, but you did not look at the various failures that have happened in the past. And that's the truth. Two things actually make entrepreneurship: frustration and innovation. You know, along the line, you will come up with a lot of things, you will fail, you start all over again, and so on like that before it becomes, the end product of entrepreneurship is actually enterprise. You know, you see a big enterprise at the end of the day, but something must have gone into it. That is entrepreneurship. That's the process itself. So I'll just run through the slides, so permit me. The first thing I was asking is that, what is your entrepreneurship dream? Sorry, where's in chat? So what is your entrepreneurship dream? We all have dream, and the truth is that how do you convert that dream to actualization? How do you convert that dream to the main thing that you're expecting? That's the question. A lot of us have dream and we just allow the dream to just go down like that. Some of us, when you are in some hard places, that's when the innovation comes. That's when the imagination comes. I don't know, how many of you normally have some thoughts when you're in the bathroom? Strange, right? When you're in the bathroom pouring water on your head, some things actually come. You can do this, you can do it. Although some of us immediately after, we abandon it, we don't put it down. Those thoughts supposed to actually be put down, and you're supposed to do a detailed research about that thought. That thought can be the one that will change the world. But who knows, COVID will come today. If you know, maybe someone's supposed to have started working on the vaccine before now, but nobody knows. So that is why it is good to actually always pursue your dream. So what is your dream? I personally have a lot of dreams. Maybe I've ventured and failed, ventured and failed. Maybe later I can share some of the dreams that I've pursued, that have been successful, and the ones that have failed. And you too can share some of your own. But the thing is that it is good to always have entrepreneurship dream. An entrepreneur is somebody who has tried a lot of things that is actually, that he thought can be successful, and he can fail. And at some point, it can be successful. What makes you successful might not be the first thing that you actually try. A lot of people have tried a lot of things. It might be the 100th time they become very successful. So let us continue to dream. It is bad enough if you don't dream. In fact, if you don't dream, we should go back to sleep. Do you agree with me? Some of us dream, but you don't even remember the dream when you wake up. Am I correct? So I think it's better when you dream, try and put it down. When we say dream, it really does not mean sleep and wake up. It means thoughts in your head, innovations, how you want to cause disruption, how you want to change the way and manner in which things is done. Things are done this way, but you want to do it in another way. That is an entrepreneurship. Sorry, who is in charge of my slide? Oh, thank you. So just like I mentioned, frustration plus innovation is equals to entrepreneurship. Because the truth is that Vela said, you didn't look at the failure, you are looking at the success. It's true, because at some point you want to even give up. But if you don't give up and you keep innovating, the addition of the two makes you to be successful in life. And that is what makes you, that's the process that actually leads to the enterprise. You know, three things actually are connected. Number one is the entrepreneur itself. That is you. Number two is the entrepreneurship. That is the process where you identify the dream, where you look at the resources that you need, and where you put people that you require together. And the last thing is the enterprise. That is what you are able to build. So if you are able to actually ensure you continue and you are not frustrated and you don't give up, your innovation will become the enterprise of your dream. Okay, like Richard Branson said, you don't learn to work by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over. A small child who wants to start walking will actually not, you won't tell it, take the right leg, follow by the left leg. It will just continue to walk and it will fall. It will stand up again. You fall. You continue to stand up again until one day you will stand on your feet and you continue to actually walk. So it's very important. So I want to challenge all the entrepreneurs who are not awarded today that continue in whatever innovation you have identified and continue to do more of your research. As I believe next year, I promise I will be here as well to come and celebrate you. I'm not celebrating Fela, I'm not celebrating the other guys today, but we are coming to celebrate you guys tomorrow. We don't want to see the like of Fela here next year. We want to see those of you. So don't give up. And most time, fear of failure made a lot not to embark on their dreams. A lot of us have dreams, but we rather go and take white-collar job and say, after all, once I get 250,000 naira, it's enough to take care of myself and my family and so on like that. But meanwhile, you can actually make maybe 50 million naira in a month. But you are afraid. So it's better to actually always, I put just something that before you dream, I mean, after dreaming, try and plan and do it and negotiate, market it and sell it. At the end of the day, it turns to the enterprise of your dream. So when you are thinking, try and think big. And when you are dreaming, try and dream big. You might not have 5 million naira in your account and you want to embark on a project of 50 million naira. It is called thinking big. But a lot of people put the fund first before the dream. Don't put the fund requirement first. If you have a fantastic idea and that idea is well articulated and is well packaged and presented and you can defend it, you will have the fund that is required. But most of us always make mistake of looking at, okay, I have only 200,000. So let me think within 200,000. No, think 200 million, you will get it done. It is nothing impossible. So I always advise, think big, dream big. Please, can you repeat after me? Think big, dream big. I've done that a lot and it has worked for me. So I would like you to also always think big and dream big. So what is your journey? What is your entrepreneurship journey like? It's been rough. Yes, it's been rough. Just one of my venture. In 2014, I saw an opportunity in my village. It's not village, actually. It's Elisha. I don't know how many of you know Elisha. Elisha in Osun State is a town. So I have a house, and beside it, there is a 2 plot of land that I can use for pond. So I started doing fish pond beside me. So one day, the person managing it said they cannot get feed. They have to go to Ibadan. I said, really? No feed in the whole of Osun State? That's made me to, okay, this is an opportunity. An entrepreneur is someone who wants to solve a problem or who has identified a problem and wants to solve it. So immediately, I tried to scour around and look at how can I get feed. Options I have is to go and get franchise from somebody, maybe a Vita Feed or maybe one of those biggest fish feed maker. But I step outside Nigeria. I look at where can I get feeds, and I look at 2 options. There is Israel, there is Brazil. And I was able to get an opportunity. There is someone who actually was distributing in Lagos State. But the guy is an Israeli guy. He couldn't go around Nigeria. So I met him. I said, can I be your distributor in Osun State and Oyo State? He said, that you have to buy minimum of 2 containers. I said, no problem. I'll buy it. And that was how I became a distributor of fish feed. They call it Pira. I don't know if anybody knows about it. They call it Pira. And I was able to penetrate. Of course, some products they have a saturation point or they have a maturity point. The products, our home product couldn't go further when the CBN policy came back in 2017, when we couldn't get FX and all those things. Our product became more expensive because we have to buy dollar to send it to Brazil before we get the product in. That was the end of the whole thing. Did we diversify? We did not diversify. So the business ended. Am I frustrated? No, I wasn't frustrated. I went ahead to do other things. That's my own small journey. I don't know your journey. Don't give up. What it means is that even when you are making profits, can you please set aside that profit and look at diversification strategy? What else can I do? Because I don't have control of the products, the fact that I have to get FX to go and get the product, the fact that there are so many big millers in Nigeria who are also not happy with the presence of that product. So it means that one day the product has to come to an end, and that was what happened. So we all have story one way or the other. So let's try as much as possible to learn from the story and ensure that we don't just fail. Maybe if we fail, we just quickly fall back on another thing. So, I mean, you are familiar with the following brands. You all know about the Flutter Wave and the rest. They all started from their room, inside one room, with one computer, maybe with a partner that they can rely on, and so on like that. I'm sure you know how much this man is worth today. In fact, he left the seat of CEO and gave it to his partner that continued to run it. That is a brand that started just like you two have started your own dream. So let's dream big so that you can actually name the prize tomorrow. All right, so powering up your journey. What are those things that you need to actually do? Let's look at those things. I tried to put few of them here. The first one I said, understand your purpose. There's a reason why you are venturing into your dream. Try to understand it. And understanding your purpose will mean you actually try to document it, you do research, you talk to people about what you are doing. Build customer loyalty. A lot of us just want to sell for the purpose of selling. You don't want to have loyal customer. Having loyal customer is a whole lot of things, because those loyal customers will become advocates. They are the one that will be selling on your behalf tomorrow. Most of you are very good in social media campaign. If you sell to Hay and Hay is satisfied and derive value, Hay will be the one to campaign for you and will become your advocate. At the end of the day, you are gaining. They said it's actually much easier. The cost you spend on a frustrated customer is more than the one you spend gaining a new customer. So it's better we prevent or ensure that you do not have a customer frustrated. So customer loyalty is very important. Building customer loyalty starts with having the data. You need to have data about the demography of your customer. A lot of us just sell. You don't know anything about your customer. It is better you have detailed information, data about your customer. Stay current with technology. In any area you have, technology is very relevant now. By the grace of God, I'm a chartered accountant, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and there are technology that we use in our fees, audits, tax, accounting, and the rest. So if you are a chartered accountant and you are not up to date in all these areas, you become obsolete. That is why you cannot price yourself. Your mate who is up to date will be asking for 1 million. You will be asking, just give me 250,000 naira. So same apply in your own area. You need to know which technology is very useful, and you need to be up to date with that technology. Create a business toolbox. There are so many toolboxes all around, so you don't need to actually reinvent the wheel. Go online, you see them, you can download, you can make use of them. Build long-term relationship. Don't look at immediate benefits that you will enjoy. Look at the benefit that you enjoy in a long term, so that you'll be able to leverage on it when you need it. Manage cash flow well. That is, you need to know your number. 3 things are important in business. 1, performance. 2, position. 3 is your cash flow. However, a lot of us pay attention only to one thing, and that is cash flow. When you see a lot coming in, you think everything is okay. It's not all the time that everything is okay. If you get to a point, you will not be able to actually meet up with your demand, because you have not paid attention to your performance. We call it financial performance and your financial position. So those 3 things work together: your financial performance, your financial position, and your cash flow. So you need to pay attention to this. As an entrepreneur, you should have what we call a dashboard. A dashboard maybe on your phone that will just tell you at a glance where you are, where you were yesterday, where you are today, and probably a forecast where you will be if you are someone that also have a plan. So it's very important to manage your cash flow very well. There are principles to managing cash flow. So you need to actually adopt those principles of managing cash flow. Simple of all is that don't give credit period longer than the one that you actually receive. It's very important. Deliver value, not just profit. So when you are selling, you are actually giving value, and the person that you are selling to is also appreciating what you are also getting. Not that, you are selling for the purpose of profit. Of course, bottom line, when you define entrepreneurship is for us to make profits. It is not for the purpose of NGO. It is purpose of profit. But where you put value first, that is, you have your value proposition well documented, and you have a way of communicating it, profit will come naturally. Invest in yourself and your team. That is talking about learning. Train yourself. If possible, go to LBS if you can afford it. Go, and there are so many online trainings now that are available. A lot of people are running training. In fact, there is this software, there is this called Udemy. I don't know how many of you know Udemy. Udemy have a lot of trainings. If anything you want to learn, just go on it, subscribe. You have an annual subscription. It gives you a knowledge about whatever you want to learn. So let's invest in yourself, not only in yourself, invest in your team as well. Because if you are the only one that you have gotten learned and your people are not well trained like that, at the end of the day, the team will drag you back. So you need to be at the same pace with your team. Then explore viable channels of marketing. Okay, so not just only online marketing. Maybe you want to have other means. Maybe you want to have a shop somewhere. Maybe you want to have various types of marketing instead of just using one channel for marketing. Build a sustainable organizational structure. It's very important that you have an organogram whereby somebody will know who is reporting to what. Somebody who is coming in will be able to know that, okay, this is the person in charge and so on like that. So that at the end of the day, individuals will have various span of control. Even you, now as an entrepreneur, you are actually, if for example, we have 10 million entrepreneurs in Nigeria today, you are the one building this nation. It is not the Dangote, it is not the Nigerian breweries, because if 10 million entrepreneurs hire 5 people, that is 50 million employed people. All right, is my mathematics correct? Is that correct, or 5 million? Okay, yeah, 50 million, right? So now imagine, because the like of Nigeria Bottling Company, the like of Dangote has a seal on the number that they can actually employ. Number one, you are taking yourself out of unemployment, and you are taking another set of people out of unemployment. So it's very, very important having a sustainable organizational structure and be innovative. Try and do things different ways. Don't be dogmatic. Don't do it the same old way that people usually do it. Do it in a different way. Don't be afraid of failure. Ask for help where you need help. Sometimes ago, they gave me a name when I was learning how to do accounting software. They say Inka always asks that I asked too many questions. But the person that said that happened to be my MD. At the end of the day, when it comes to appraiser, he now made it to become, in fact, imagine Inka always asks. That is me. Meanwhile, at some point, he said I asked too many questions. But at some point, it became a plus. So let's always ask. There is no way you ask and you get good response and you will not make use of it. So on the final note, always try to volunteer to lead. Where they said you need to be maybe in a group and they said they are looking for somebody to be chairman of this, make yourself available. You don't need to have done it before. At the end of the day, you will learn from it. Understudy established entrepreneurs. That is, when you want to go into a venture, try to understudy someone. Don't just jump in, especially if it is a business or a venture that is already in existence. Try and understudy someone. 2018, I started a poultry business. And when I want to start, I have to engage and look at who is doing this. And I look at the largest farmer in Ogun State. I went to him and said, sir, I want you to be my mentor. And he accepted. And I learned from there. And today, I can also take people under me and say, I can actually mentor someone. So it's good to always understudy an entrepreneur who has been successful in the areas that you have chosen. Then improve on your communication skill. It's very important. Because a lot of people have things inside them, but they don't know how to communicate it. So if you need to go to some Polish school, try and go to, not FUNE per se, I don't do FUNE, but you should be able to communicate what you want to say. It's very, very important. And lastly, get a mentor in the sector that you have chosen to be. Some people have been successful in it. For you to be successful, learn from the mentor. The mentor might also not be in your area of, it might not be in your sector. It can be in any other sector, but someone who is far ahead, someone who has run an enterprise. The truth of the matter is that someone who has run a successful enterprise can be a mentor to you, even if it is not in the same sector that you are trying to venture into. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of my thoughts about how I feel you can actually power up your entrepreneurship journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that session, Prince Adeyinka Adewale, the MD CEO of SmartFix Solutions. Thank you so much. I personally have learned from what you've shared, and I believe that people here and the people that have joined virtually have also learned. Thank you so much for your time. Like I said earlier, recognition is a continuous process in JCI, and I would like to recognize the presence of some people that have joined us virtually. JCI Ambassador Oluwatoyin Atonda, 2021 GLC JCI Nigeria. I also like to recognize JCI Senator Frachet Emilian, 2021 JCI Mauritius President, and JCI Ambassador Adeyanju Adeonipekun, JCI Nigeria EVP Southwest. Earlier, when one of the awardees was called forward, he said he was expecting a very important guest. And I would like to tell you that at this time, we have here in our midst someone that is very important, who has been sent here to grace the occasion. Please, with a round of applause, help me recognize the presence of Amos Elisha Dasen. Is a representative of the executive governor of Plateau State. Please, with a round of applause. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. Without further ado, would like to move forward and quickly to the next item on the agenda. It's been an amazing time here today, and I want to believe that we've had a fulfilling experience so far. And we are going right, we're about to go right into a very important part of this event, where we'll be learning a lot. We will hear from brilliant minds. And before we go into that, I'd like to mention that if you have questions, please take out your smartphone and go to slido.com. Drop your questions using the code #055870. I will repeat that again. If you have questions, go to slido.com and drop your questions on the website using code #055870. We'll be compiling questions for this event from there. So like I was saying earlier, we're about to go into a very important segment of this occasion, which is the panel session. The chairperson, CYEA, and the entire team have done a fantastic job in putting together a lineup of brilliant minds to do us the honors of sharing their thoughts with us. So I'd like to prepare your mind. There's going to be a lot of exchange of words, constructive exchange of words. Don't worry, relax. Nobody is fighting or arguing here. We are learning and exchanging and sharing opinions and our views and our insights as well. So the first person I would like to call up here is someone that had recognized earlier, and one of our awardees also recognized him in the course of his appreciation message. Please welcome upstage the Director of Enterprise Development Center, Pan Atlantic University, Peter Bankole. With a round of applause. I can see someone, raising herself up, because I know she's here with a lot for us today. And just because I caught her brazen up, I'll call her next. Olajumoke Adeola, Creative Director, Cyrus 45 Factory. Please join us here. Coming up next, he is the Managing Director for BusinessDay Media, Ogo Okiti. You are welcome, sir. And also, we'll be having upstage Oge Naife, Head Startup and Youth Enterprise. You're welcome. The next person we're having is Fumi Tuoyo, founder Fumi Coconuts. Also joining us here is Mrs. Juliana Idowu. Mrs. Juliana Idowu, please come forward. Thank you. So to steer us in the course of this conversation and brilliant exchange of thoughts and insights, we have two very intelligent minds that will steer and drive the course of this conversation. Please welcome with me Promise Lawal. She's a business researcher and a development and policy advocate. You're welcome, Promise. And to balance that equation is a boss of mine, 2021 National Treasurer, amongst many other things that he is, Gafar Udubote. You're welcome. So at this time, I can pull up a chair in the back seat and say over to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please, Ebsi, can you turn on my mic a little bit? Thank you very much. It's quite a pleasure to be here this afternoon with these beautiful minds, people that over the years, they've demonstrated their ability, to pull through a business from scratch, from zero, to probably 1,000%. We have people that are representing different industry right now. So ladies and gentlemen, we've been having a panelist session, like as rightly mentioned by Basayo, and what we're going to be listening to is something to inspire us. It's not something different, but we'll be coming from different angle right now, so that everyone sitting in this hall can have a bit of a kind of like an what would I call it, a virtual journey into the life of these people sitting down right here. And look at my daddies, they're also young people. And because it's quite important for us to see the journey, how they started their business from 0 to 1. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking this conversation. Let's just dive into this conversation right now. And we have somebody joining the panelists, Mrs. Juliana, you're welcome. And why you were inviting Ms. Juliana just to have, insight into grassroots entrepreneurship, because you understand that, in this this ecosystem, it's like a pyramid. And in that pyramid, we see that it's always very thin at the top. And at the bottom of the pyramid, you see that it's always very, very with a flat base. And in that flat base, and that's where we have huge number of people. And that's why we're JCI, because we are a grassroots movement, because we believe that that is where the real impact is. And look at Nigeria, we are like over 200 million people. And in that 200 million people, over 200 million people population, it's quite significant number of them, they are youth population. And look at the age we have right now, where we have people that's really dominant in terms of technology. Now you look at, for example, parents right now, when you're at home, you have your younger ones, they can easily surf through your mobile phone without, without stress. A 2-year-old, 3-year-old boy or girl will pick your mobile phone and do some basic things. Even go to your iTunes store, download app, and do some things that you can believe that a young person can actually do. That is just to demonstrate that in this age we are, everything is possible and everything is moving at the speed of light. We just watched recently Richard Branson, taking a leap that, a young entrepreneur, an entrepreneur have not done before, trying to fly into space. He mentioning that, that one of his business philosophies is to take people, on a space tourism. And right now, the guy proved it. And just last week, Richard Branson and some team of astronauts went to space, and they successfully launched a spacecraft, and they had fun, in the space watching over the Earth. Just to tell you that when somebody tell you that nothing is possible, just tell them that it's just because you don't have the lever, everything is possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, starting from my extreme left, we're gonna like go straight to the point. What we just want to know for a start, within 2 minutes, is just to tell us your entrepreneurship journey. Tell us what really inspired you to really, delve into what you do. What is the, what at what point do you feel that enough is enough? I need to start something. I need to change the course of history, and I need to like take a new step in a direction that really feel into my purpose in life. We all believe you all have a purpose in life, just like what Prince Adeika said, in terms of powering up your entrepreneurship journey. And it starts with a purpose. You wake up in the morning and you identify that my purpose is to be this, my purpose is to become this, my purpose is to become that, and which you now need to follow. So let me just drive right in. Just tell us that drive, that journey, that story, that turning point that made you who you are. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the panelist session.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, my brother and my sisters. My name is Juliana Idowu. I started this journey in 1996. Okay, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. And journey fast, but a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run lónìí. Mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní 1996. I'm a designer, fashion designer. And mo kọ́ṣẹ́ ọkùnrin. To my surprise, ìgbà tí mo dé Èkó, mo wá láti Republic of Benin, Ègùn ni mí. Ìgbà tí mo dé Èkó, mo rí pé iṣẹ́ ọkùnrin ò ṣiṣẹ́ l'Ékòó yìí. Mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ obìnrin. And I led this work for 8 good years. But lónìí, Olúwa ṣeun lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. But it's not easy, but with God, all things are possible. Nínú iṣẹ́ yìí, mo ti dẹni tó nílé lórí. Díẹ̀ báyìí ló kù k'Ọlọ́run parí ẹ̀. Mo rán ọmọ ní yunifásítì. Mo dẹ̀ ṣì náwọn tí mò ń rán. But mo pàdé many things nírìn àjò yìí. In fact, tí ẹ bá rí customer mi tó bá dé báyìí, ó máa fi yín. By the end of the day, tí ẹ bá ti mọ̀ nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe, tí ẹ mọ̀ dáadáa. Even tán bá gbé dé, tí ẹrù bá fẹ́ bá èèyàn pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run tí mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ nǹkan tí mò ń ṣe, at the end of the day, wọ́n máa dúpẹ́ lọ ni. Tí mo bá ṣe fẹ́yàn kan léni, tó bá fẹ́ fi dìgbà téèyàn mi máa wá, ó máa pọ̀, wọ́n máa kóra wọn wá. Wọ́n máa ní mo ṣe dáadáa, mo ṣe dáadáa. But tó bá jẹ́ pé mo fi bẹ̀rù sí níbẹ̀rẹ̀, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run lónìí pé Ọlọ́run gba gbogbo ògo.
All right, thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for her. Thank you. For the sake of those that cannot really understand Yoruba, I think we can open our Google app, Yeah, yes, Google Voice will translate for you. But in a nutshell, this is what we encourage as young, active citizens. It's not about, where you come from or what you do. It's about you going out there and doing something positive, doing something really good with your life. And like she mentioned, she's into fashion designer, and she came into Lagos, and she saw the opportunity for us to do something really positive for us, and she took this step. And right now, she's very successful at it, and she's really doing quite well. Thank you very much. A round of applause for her again, please. Thank you so much. Going next to my speaker, you want to like tell us that journey, your purpose, At what point do you think you want to do something differently? Maybe you want to tell us what really inspired you. For example, some things I do. My daughter, I have a 4-year-old daughter, and she really inspired me to take a lot of decisions concerning my life. And some things we do it for our children also. And sometimes, maybe for family. Just tell us what really inspired you also and what you do. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Fumi Toyo. I came all the way from Warri. So usually I would like to speak Pidgin, but I don't know if it's allowed here. So okay, thank you very much. So the name of my brand is Fumi Coconuts. It's an indigenous business where we produce virtually everything you can't imagine out of coconuts, from scratch to finish. This was started in 2017 from my kitchen. And in a space of 1 year, we moved to a mini factory. I always like to use that word. I don't know why, maybe because it's still small. Then just early this year, we moved to a bigger space. Now, Fumi Coconut was founded from a place of pain. Sometimes pain inspires people. I don't know about you, but it does me. So my mom had breast cancer in 2016. Okay, that was the final year, and we had a lot of close death experience through 2015 to 2016. So it didn't occur to me because then we only believe in eating most of the staple food we have in Nigeria is carbs. It didn't occur to me that I should check Google or something or just do anything. But the basic thing we're all about was the orthodox treatment. Chemotherapy was hell. A lot of things went wrong until we lost her in 2016. And I thought to myself, well, just one day out of a careless conversation, someone said the food we eat goes a long way. What we put inside is a reflection of what we see on the outside. So I went online and I started reading about cancer generally, food, cancer preventive foods. Then coconut just happened to be part of it. Not in total, I'm not saying coconut cures cancer, please don't quote me. I'm only saying it contributes to it because of the health benefits associated with coconuts. And I realized that, okay, being a banker for quite a few years, coconut is not really a thing I want to do in my life. Hell no, I've seen a lot to be subjected to coconut. But at the end of the day, the idea just didn't go away. It was stuck there. And I believe strongly that whatever you want to do in life, you have to learn, because even your coach, they have coaches, just as your pastors have their own pastors. So I picked up a brand that I like a lot that does coconut the way I admire it in Nigeria, and it happens to be in Lagos. The first thought was, okay, maybe I could watch YouTube, I could do Google, I could just self-train myself. But I keep hitting bricks. I keep hitting bricks. I wasn't getting a lot of things right, and I felt, let me just get trained on it. Let me plug myself to a brand that works. There's no shame in learning. Just as most of us like to use the word self-taught, I don't know what that means, because if you watch anything on YouTube and you do any research on Google, someone wrote those articles, someone did those videos. So you cannot really tell me self-taught all the time. Maybe you're a magician or something. But then, so I came to Lagos all the way from Warri with an almost empty account. So coming to Lagos was a lot of sacrifice. But the restlessness in me didn't let me stay. So I came to Lagos. I spent almost 2 weeks in Lagos just to learn. And I came back. I went back to Warri. Now, if you hear a lot of jokes about Warri, you see us as unserious, or there are a lot of things associated to Warri. That narrative has got to change. So when I got back, it wasn't business as usual. Coconut was the whole thing. And I know it's going to go beyond coconut oil. It's going to go beyond what people are used to. There's more to this than what made the eyes. And from one product, starting from the kitchen, which was coconut oil, over the years, with over less than 4 years now, I've been able to create about 7 other products out of coconuts. That most times when people say, oh, you did this from coconut, I like the excitement that is in their eyes. I like the fact that they didn't see this coming. They only think, oh, this thing can only be done abroad or something. The excitement that it gives, then the reviews that you get from customers at the end of the day, when customers use the product, I'm not like, I get paid and I get prayed for at the end of the day. So it's more like a win-win for me. So every time that someone mentions coconuts and mentions my name and mentions how much the brand has impacted them, we've got to train over about running to 20 students, both online and online. I've got people coming to tour the factory from Cameroon, from Cotonou, from different walks of life, that I sit back in my own corner and I just tell myself that at the end of the day, my restlessness is paying off. I might not be where the brand might not be where I want it to be yet. But I believe because I like the fact that I'm gonna stay hungry. That's one word I always use, stay hungry. So that restlessness does not go away. So that even when the applause is at the highest, at the loudest, that's where I want to drive and work harder to ensure that this brand is taken from the city of Warri into different parts of Lagos. We have had to export coconut products to US, to UK, had stockies in UK. We have had to do a lot of things. So my drive is staying hungry.
All right, you can see from a point of view that sometimes pain, just from the slide from the team speaker, like frustration plus innovation sometimes leads to entrepreneurship. Though from an entertainer also, even if you, for example, I'm still expecting Pato Rankin to come in here because we want to see from the other side of the youth. So probably he's on his way, or probably maybe another time. Let's also see from another angle. Okay, thank you very much. Please, and a round of applause for her again. Okay. All right, sir. You want to tell us? I know I've been in kind of an event with this, I like to call him a young man because you may see the face, but he's very young at heart. And I've listened to most of what, some inspiration about him. But right now, I want you to take it from that angle you took, that turning point. We all know where business days it is right now. We all know what's happening in the world, that you can, when it comes to journalism, we can take that out of the old, Nigerian system. So please, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you so very much. And good afternoon, all, once again. So I'm not going to speak from an entrepreneur angle. I'm going to speak about Business Day. And just this month, that's earlier this month, Business Day celebrated 20 years. So Business Day was established in 2001. So let me talk about the founder. He's not here, but let me talk about him, at least a few things I think I know. The founder is Frank Aigbogum. He's the publisher of Business Day. So what was the initial motivation for Business Day? It was part of the committee that met over several weeks and months to look at the failed Vision 2020. I use the word failed Vision 2020 because they put in place the vision, but it never really materialized. So that committee, while as a member of that committee, looking around, then it dawned on him that the way businesses were covered, that's the coverage of businesses in Nigeria, was very shallow, and of course it was very weak. So that was the motivation, and of course, like I said, he established it in 2001. But in establishing Business Day and looking at the growth of Business Day in the last 20 years, I think it's important to mention that some things came together to make it work. One of them is that you will recall that in 2001, it was at the point in which we had just returned to democracy in 1999. And at that time, in that 2001, there was, whether we like it or not, at least compared to today, the government welcomed, attracted, and of course, sought to nurture private investment. And that helped. So you have return to democracy. The country was becoming more liberal, information. People sought information. And of course, the fact that the government of the day was trying to attract and nurture private investment, that also helped. Not only Business Day has an investment, but also the coverage of business. Business Day in the last 20 years, if you must say something about it, it will be that it's a business that is built on collaborations and partnerships. So if you look at Business Day, we are very, very particular about collaborations, very, very particular about partnerships. We go out of our way, we welcome partnerships. So we don't necessarily want to build things or do things only on our own. So whether it's in relation with our leaders, whether it's with institutions such as LBS, I mean, with any organization, we try to build partnerships and of course, relationships. So we have grown on the back of that. Business Day today that you know today started obviously weekly and of course then daily. Then of course lately across print and across online. On top of that, we have built a very, very extensive conferences unit and of course research. And we are currently migrating very, very aggressively online. That's increasingly on digital subscriptions. And what that means is because we see our future in what we have called a reader revenue model. The model of print is basically the advertisers pay. That's just the truth. The cost of every print is to every reader is very, very, very small. But in terms of reader revenue, that means what the content for which you read, you have to pay for it. That is where we are migrating to, and that's where all our investments are in at the moment. So I think on the basis of that, I will stop for now. But if there are any other questions, or if you want me to talk in detail about Business Day, but this is a business in which I think anyone associated with it is very, very proud of. We are very, very proud of what we achieved, but we are not anywhere near we want to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for you. We must really commend Business Day when it comes to digital platform in journalism. You know, Business Day has already, is already there. When it comes to providing research and business insights, we must equally give it to the organization. So probably along the line, we can see how our young entrepreneurs can leverage on some of the values from Business Day. But before we go ahead, please, I would like to a special recognition for Promise Lawa. Promise Lawa sitting right here. She is a business researcher, development and policy advocate. The next round of question, Promise will be engaging in thorough, this is just like a prep, though we don't have much time. I know Promise has a lot of, some deep, questions to ask the panelists. So while we're trying to get a story out of them, Promise, I trust you, please get ready for your section to get it deep. Thank you very much. Please, sir, you have the floor. And I trust you. There's this one story I still want to listen on this platform, which I'm yet to get something, something very deep that speaks to us as a youth, because this program is Creative Young Entrepreneur Award, and I still want to see the side of a young person that have gone through that process, through that level, and that 20 points that you took the leap. Please, you have the floor, sir.
Okay, good afternoon, entrepreneurs and creative people. My journey into entrepreneurship dates back several years. I would say once I was a student in the university, age 18 or thereabout. But the real turning point, and I studied engineering, but my turning point into what we are doing now was about 2 decades ago, when I saw that entrepreneurs in Nigeria were not competing very well with entrepreneurs across the world. And that was a big worry that I felt I could change. I tried with 1 or 2 entrepreneurs and it worked. And so I decided to scale that up. I approached the Pan-Atlantic University and I pioneered what is now known as the Enterprise Development Center some 18.5 years ago. In that period, we have been able to train and support close to 100,000 entrepreneurs. More than half of them are young people like you saw today. But one thing that keeps pumping my heart every day is that there is almost nowhere that I will enter today that somebody that passed through EDC, I will find that person. The day I don't find somebody that has passed through EDC now, then I know that there's more work to be done. From Lagos to Maiduguri, from Jos to Port Harcourt, we will always find somebody. And for me, it is still a scratch because 100,000 in 200 million is nothing. And so the next phase for us is to say, how can we support more people who will support entrepreneurs so that we can go a little bit faster than we have been? In the last 2 years or so, we have been training BDS to be able to support small entrepreneurs. I think now we have done well over 200 of them. And if each of them supports about 100, multiply the figure by yourself. This year, in fact, last year during the pandemic, most people had to pivot. And for us, we had to do the same. And our focus remains the young entrepreneurs. There is a program today we call the Transforming Nigerian Youth. And that's the program that Nena mentioned briefly. It's the flagship for us now for young people. I mean, we've been doing a lot for young people, but never like this one. We're going to be training 40,000 youth every year over the next 5 years. That's about 200,000 young people. And our focus is on agriculture, and I'm very interested in what one of the awardees spoke about, and also creative industries. Last year, one of the guys that won our creative competition in Nigeria went ahead to compete globally and won the second prize. That shows you how creative Nigerians can be. The one before then went ahead, Chioma, and won the best creative for Africa. I think we just launched the third round 2 or 3 days ago on Monday. And so I will encourage as many creative people as possible to join. Nigeria has a lot of creative people, creative entrepreneurs, and we need to show the world. If we're going to get out of the situation that we are in today, young people are definitely going to be the one to take us out. I'm happy with what you are doing in Warri, but there's almost nothing that anybody is doing that we don't have somebody in EDC that is doing. Victoria from Osun State, in fact, we call her Mama Coconut. You can Google her, every household in Osun State, according to her, must have coconut tree. Must. She was still with us last week, and she wanted to plant coconut in EDC. Anywhere she is, because of the wonderful thing coconut is doing. So please continue to do that. For me, what continuously drives me and my team, of which about 50% of them today are young people around their 20s. So never mind me, I'm getting out of the circle very soon. But we will be a coach because young people are extremely innovative. They come up with crazy ideas, and you have to moderate some of those crazy ideas. But one thing that Nigeria has is that those crazy ideas have continuously turned into wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause for him. I'm so sure Promise is getting the questions ready because I know she will also want to know how EDC is going down to the people that can't even do application to apply for some of this program, just like if not for my sister, Mrs. Juliana right now, just take a leap, people like in some sectors, how do we capture them? We're still going to that level. So straight to you, ma'am. Let us see, let us feel the journey. We want to see it, we want to capture it. Thank you. Please, you have the floor.
Hello, everybody. My name is Olajumoke Adeola. I like to call myself an ecopreneur. It's a term I coined for myself. And that's because I'm in the eco-friendly space. So my journey into entrepreneurship, I like to say that entrepreneurship found me. I didn't go looking to be an entrepreneur because left to me, like Mr. Adeola said, I would prefer just being in an office space, earning salary one particular day, in a month, and not worrying about making money, making profit, paying staff and the likes, because it's easier, sincerely. But for me, it was long coming because I've always been a creative. Like if you ask anybody about me, they'll tell you banker is inherently creative. From when I was young, I used to draw, I used to do different creative things. And Fela, who is the CEO of Salubata, said something about people not recognizing or identifying the failure before the success. A lot of people like to see the success story. Many people don't like to see the progress story because everybody likes to let's just arrive now. We are winning the awards, they are driving the nice cars, but a lot of work has been put into place. Now, for me, before I became the founder, CEO, creative director, all these flashy titles of my company, which is called Cyrus 45, I did several things. I had a jewelry business. I used to make handmade cards. I used to make handbags, Ankara handbags. I did a couple of things, and there's a definition of success that I like, which says that, success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And it's the truth, because she spoke about, that restlessness, that passion. And the truth is, if you have like a business idea and you don't have passion to fuel it, after a while, you burn out. Now, for me, like I said, entrepreneurship found me. Now, in 2016, I was living with my sister back then. I was a blogger. I've done blogging. I've done plenty of things. I was a blogger, and her neighbors had a pile of 20 abandoned tires. And, they wanted to throw the tires away. And I was like, no, give the tires to me. I would figure out what to do with them, because I just didn't like the fact that they were going to throw the tires away. Because as a creative, I've always loved revamping old items. Now, I didn't know what to do with the tires. Trust me, I just told them to give them to me. But, because of my creative mind and thanks to technology, Google, I went on Google, I typed, tire, what can you use tire for? Furniture. And lo and behold, on Google, I saw different tire furniture pieces, but being done on a DIY level, in countries like Germany, the Netherlands. I'm like, okay, it's a thing. So let me make a tire table. And I made a tire table. I didn't plan to sell. I just made it because I like arts. I made it. I put it in my house. A friend came visiting and she was like, oh, this tire table is so nice. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. And she's like, oh, there's an exhibition happening at Ikeja. Will you come display your tire table? I'm like, I don't plan to sell. And I went there because she pushed me, took my tire table, put it on a table. I didn't even have a business card. I didn't have a website, nothing. And a woman came out, really classy looking woman. And she was like, oh, hello, are you selling this? And I'm like, oh, no, yes, I am. And she's like, oh, how much? I didn't have a price, because I didn't plan to sell, but I just called a number. I was like, oh, 30,000. She's like, oh, she's interested. She wants to buy. Do I make chairs? Do I make mirrors? I'm like, okay. So this can be a thing. And that's how, from stumbling upon a pile of 20 tires, I started my business. And 3 years down the line, it has been amazing. I never thought I was going to do full-time entrepreneurship because, like I said, it's been a journey. I've done several ventures. I've made bags, I've made cards, I've made several things. But this one, I stayed true to it because I saw that there was a need, where people were seeing a problem, abandoned tires, and let's throw them away. I was able to identify an opportunity, and I pursued it, and that's where I am today. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for her. All right, thank you. Up to the next speaker.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Oge Naife, and I work with Faith Foundation. So I'm going to be talking about this particular, or responding to this question from an enterprise support organization's perspective. Just a bit of background as to how Faith Foundation started, why Faith Foundation started what it's doing, or what she's doing with entrepreneurship, with entrepreneurs and in the ecosystem. So we're proudly 21 years this year. Faith Foundation was founded in year 2000, and at a time where entrepreneurship wasn't really fancy. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't anything. People were rushing to leave school and then join the labor force, try to get employment and all of that. And the idea behind starting the organization was that the founder just thought that, we have quite a lot of young Nigerians who are feeling the lines in terms of trying to find a job. Meanwhile, they can look within themselves and try to see what they can also do to become employers of labor rather than employees. And that was really how the organization started. And to date, we've trained in the subject of entrepreneurship in across different types of different sectors and capacities. We've trained over 190,000 young Nigerians in the subject of entrepreneurship in different sectors, levels, and all of that. And this year alone, we've done about 846 entrepreneurs across our different programs. But one of the things that keeps us going and what we continue to look out for is to ensure that we are training people who don't just want to take entrepreneurship as the next available option, because we know what's happening with unemployment in the country and what's happening with the economy generally. But entrepreneurs who are able, or young people who are able to identify opportunities, right? In the space, in the society, in the economy, challenging opportunities that are persistent. And they're able to also come up with creative solutions to these challenges. And what we try to help them to do is turn those solutions into business ideas, whether products or services. And I'm happy that Banker is here. So Banker was in one of our programs 2 years ago, and actually won the Orange Corners Innovation Fund. You won, right? Yeah. That we had 2 years ago. She has an amazing business, just like she's mentioned, and our partners in the Netherlands and till date still reference Banker's solution. So those are the type of businesses that we sort of showcase, that we sort of help to. I'm sure, I hope I'm speaking your mind when I say that Faith Foundation sort of helped you to build the right structure around your business, and then, you know, just help you with that funding and all of that. So one of the other challenges that we've seen is that entrepreneurs, yes, you can have a great idea, but how do you fund it? Where do you get funding? How do you source for funding? How do you identify the type of funding that is right for your business? How do you also access it and all of that? These are some of the challenges that we see, and we are finding different ways, partnering with people, with international organizations, private sector within the country as well, to try to solve. And so this continues to be our drive, to help and see that entrepreneurship becomes not only the next available option, but the option for young people who are leaving school, young people who've been out of school for a while and are really still trying to find their feet. So in fact, we have various programs targeting different young people who are still in school, probably in their penultimate years or final years, just to build that entrepreneurship idea in them, so that once they leave school, they're able to do something with it. And then also people who've been out of school for a while and are trying to build a business. So that's really what how I'll respond. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause for her. Maybe along the line, we're still going to talk about side hustle, side this, side that. Thank you very much. At this point, I would like to introduce to you and take over this side of question. The person other than I promise, Lawa. Please, you have the floor. Promise.
Thank you very much, Gafa. It's really interesting to have heard those stories. Okay, so right now I'm going to be speaking directly to the team enabling entrepreneurs, and I'm going to start with the people in the support ecosystem. That's BusinessDay, EDC, and Faith Foundation to start with. And I really just want to understand how we can enable entrepreneurs to move of subsistence entrepreneurship to high growth. And I mean, that's something that's been common to not just entrepreneurship for because I want to feed my family or it's the next option, to high growth enterprises that can actually deliver on the promise of industrial development, economic growth, and job creation. So how can we really enable entrepreneurs from the standpoint of media, from the standpoint of training and support and skills development, as well as helping entrepreneurs move through that journey? How can we really do more to enable? I mean, the quality of creativity in Nigerian youths it's not disputable. But how can we help them harness that and grow them into these Fortune 500 companies in Nigeria? So I'll start with you, ma'am, and go this way.
Thank you very much. To respond to that directly, one of the things we decided to do was to open up entrepreneurship education to different sectors. So we, rather than become sector agnostic, we decided to open it up to different sectors. And so we have different programs for agripreneurs, for creatives, for health innovators and things like that. And the other challenge that we saw with that is that, and I'm happy that I think I heard when names are being called, there's a government representative here. So it's great that we have somebody from the government here as well. One of the things we've seen is that whilst entrepreneurs have these great ideas and they are trying to build a business, not just to solve their personal needs, but also to contribute to the development of the economy, policies are being made for businesses to die. I was looking for the right word. To die, right? And it's across different. I mean, it's not targeted at a specific sector, but I mean generally. And so we discovered this early enough, thankfully, and then we decided to start research and policy advocacy, policy dialogues. You know, have the entrepreneurs themselves in a space like this with the policymakers themselves as well, and have this dialogue. Why is this happening? Why am I not able to? I've been in business for 8 years. I'm not able to get NAFDAC to come and verify and validate and give me all the necessary support that I need so that my products can be on the shelf without me being, you know, tensed or scared and all of that. And I think the first year when we did this, it was amazing to see how, because how let me just give a practical example. So we had all the policymakers on the panel, right? And then we asked them these questions. How is it that entrepreneurs are able to get a NAFDAC registration number, for example? And we had the person representing NAFDAC say all these fancy things, you know. Oh, it's very easy. All you need to do is fill this, pay for this here. Sorry. And that's it, you know. And we allowed them to go on and on and on. And we asked all of them. And then we threw the questions back to the entrepreneurs. And it was almost chaotic, you know, because people were like, no, you can't say that. I've had my document at your office for over 3 years, you know. I've paid XYZ amount of money from one table to the other and all of that. What we decided to do was not to end those conversations in just those dialogues, but take it a notch higher to advocacy, you know, to sit down with these policymakers and say, you know what, this will not work for entrepreneurs in Nigeria. This will work, this will not work and all of that. But same challenge we have with our leadership in Nigeria. People say they're not hearing, they're not listening and all of that. We're still battling with all of that. However, we're doing the much that we can to spread the knowledge in terms of enterprise education, give them the education that they need to be able to be successful running their businesses in Nigeria, and then really hope for the best while we are partnering with even the government, partnering with the private sector and all of that to ensure that that happens. So.
Thank you very much. Mr. Pika Bankole.
I wanted to give the media guy the opportunity so that, but no problem, I can start. Thanks a lot. We do, you know, Faith Foundation, we do something similar, a little bit more. By the way, I was one of the best mentors at Faith from the very stage. Yeah.
Acknowledge that, yes, you were.
Yeah, no problem. Anyway, so there are many things that we do to support and to make sure that the entrepreneurs don't die out. First of all, we work with 80% plus small business outside the university system, at 20, maybe less within the university system. And so we're now growing them from age 17 and helping them not just nurture the ideas, but to get to a point where they even patent some of those innovations at the university level. But outside, for those that have already gone, we are now looking at them and saying there are about 7 or so things that constrain small businesses to grow. I developed it into a framework called Misfits. Very quick access to markets, infrastructure, support services, finance, information technology and security. Today, security is even in twofold, both physical and digital, all right? Now, there's a whole piece about that. But what is very important today is that entrepreneurs must be able to see very clearly access to market. Once there is market for what you want to do, funding will follow through naturally. However, in seeing that opportunity is not enough. You need to help them, handhold them, mentor them, guide them to be able to deliver that value properly. That's where people like us and Faith Foundation come in nurturing them and helping them to do that structuring. But we alone cannot do it. We are too few. And so to use what we call a multi-pronged approach. At the university level, even though NUC had, like, all the universities must have EDCs, we already had EDC 10 years before NUC said that. So it wasn't an issue. However, they were not well developed and ready to be able to do that. And so right in the last 6 months, we have now been rejigging the curriculum in our universities to be able to make sure that students come out thinking as entrepreneurs rather than looking for jobs. So you can still be a medical doctor, but you will be an enterprising medical doctor. That's the difference. Now, we work with people like Smidan, not just for them to be an agency of government, but to say, which ways can we make things work for SMEs? You talked about, she talked about policy advocacy. During the time of Aganga, we made sure that we worked with the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment to get taxes reduced for small businesses. So yes, we can talk, but after talking, we must move to the implementation stage and say, look, we are not on the other side. We are together. If these small businesses grow well, all of us will be happy. What can we do? And those are some of the things that we do for small businesses today. I would stop there. I have a lot, but I don't want to monopolize the mic.
Yeah, thank you so very much. So let me start by acknowledging some things which I believe form the core of the way we think in BusinessDay and support businesses. So I'm actually broadening it rather than just talk about entrepreneur. I'm talking about businesses in general. I mean, how businesses were started by entrepreneurs anyway. So entrepreneurs are leaders. I mean, if there's anything you want to talk about entrepreneurs, is that they are leaders. So whether the person is just a one-man entrepreneur or is a big-scale entrepreneur, one thing that you can say about every entrepreneur is that they are leaders because they have thought about something and they're taking the lead in one direction. So they are leaders. And of course, the set of businesses which the other speakers have spoken about. But how do we, as a media company, connect with them? We understand that they are leaders, they set up businesses, and it is businesses that do three things in any economy. Businesses do growth. If you're talking of growth in the economy, it has to come from businesses. Businesses do jobs. I know that in Nigeria, we try to turn it, I mean, over government providing jobs, but there's only a limited amount of job in government. So businesses do jobs. And of course, businesses do prosperity. So if you have to prosper as a nation, you need your businesses to actually prosper. If your businesses are not doing well, then the nation will not prosper. So with this acknowledgement or with these thoughts, the way we look at the journalism that we do is that we provide the insights, the information that empower people to make decisions. Because that is what leaders do. Leaders take decisions. Take decisions whether to go into this business or not, take decisions whether to follow this direction or not. So even, I mean, listening to all the entrepreneurs, they may not recognize it, but at one point or the other, there were options. I mean, even the options of whether to continue or to remain in the business. So these are all decisions. So as a media house, focusing on business, what we do is provide as much information, insights, and of course, understanding of what those decisions will mean, either for them as individual and of course for them as businesses. So if you have to break down those insights, those information, and of course we talk about industry policies, I mean, we report them, we report about how the economy is changing, because every business or every entrepreneur needs all this information. Sometimes you may need the information today, but sometimes you may need it next year. So whether he's, I mean, like somebody, I thought it was our keynote speaker that talked about the policy, that ran this line of business at that time. So, I mean, sometimes people sit down in Abuja, and that's the funny thing about Nigeria. People sit down in Abuja, they take decisions, but without really understanding the full ramifications of those decisions. Sometimes if we are aware of those decisions or the impending decisions about those policies, BusinessDay serve as advocacy, at least giving some kind of understanding that if you do this, this is what will follow. If you do this, this is what will happen. And of course, one thing that we try and do also in trying to help people make decisions is that even when you are not a leader yet, we also inspire you to be one. Because if I profile all the people that have worked, I mean, that have won here today, they may not know the importance of that, but somebody reading about them somewhere, maybe in Kaduna, in Bauchi, may take inspiration from them, and of course, on the basis of that, start his or her own business or her own journey. And so we provide inspiration. And of course, in doing this, we also support engagement. What we have today here is an engagement. I've known about your institute, but I've never sat down with him to understand. Now I'm understanding more. I've known about maybe one or two things that Faith Foundation does, but I mean, now we are engaging again. JCI, I have known JCI for a while, but the truth of the matter is that the knowledge I came in with is different from the knowledge I'm coming out with when I leave this place. So that is the beauty of engagement. And of course, we also provide platforms for networking, especially in our conferences. And of course, even in our content, we give you opportunity to do that. And of course, this is very, very important. Media is the only institution. I mean, LBS can advocate, Faith Foundation can advocate, but they cannot so much highlight government failures. And I can say this without any, I don't know how, I'll try and say it as nicely as possible. The kind of government that we have from time to time, it seems that they are just set up to kill businesses. So we in BusinessDay recognizes the importance of businesses, but it seems those in government, whether deliberately sometimes, whether consciously sometimes, whether subconsciously, they are just set up to just kill businesses. So we take pride in highlighting how government failures destroy businesses. If you look at our headlines, the stories we cover, we are very, very particular about the way that government handles businesses in Nigeria, kills businesses, destroy people's businesses, rather than actually support them. So in that way, we also provide advocacy. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was some beautiful insights. Okay, so I'm going to move on quickly to the entrepreneurs we have here, and I want to talk on a topic of inclusion, and I'm going to be specific. So for Cyrus 45, you're a lady in what you can term a masculine kind of craft. Yeah, so how has that journey been? How have you been able to break into that? For Fumitoyo, you're doing business in a grassroots area. What's the experience like? Same with Mr. Dowo. So I want to just touch on this experience in terms of respect to gender, in a male-dominated industry or similarly male craft, as well as doing business in a grassroots environment.
Thank you. So for me, I mean, like I said, when I first started, I didn't plan to be a furniture maker. You know, I was thrown into it, so I had to learn quick. and most of my learning was done online, So, and when I got into the industry, definitely I had several people, maybe when I get a job or a project, there's that doubt, oh, you're a woman and this is not even regular furniture. You're doing avant-garde furniture. So how are we sure you're going to deliver? And what I would say for me is that the way I've been able to surmount that is by proving myself in terms of the quality of our products. When people see what we do, the work speaks for itself. So they don't look at gender, they look at the quality of the work. And that's one aspect. The other aspect is that so far, most of our workers have been women, even in terms of carpenters. We've gotten people, yes, we've gotten people that when they come on board, even though they come on for administrative purposes, I like to get my hands dirty. Even up until now, I still enter the workshop and I'm taking a screw gun and I'm drilling things because I don't believe in just taking the back seats and just watching. So I always tell my staff, particularly the ones that do more of the administrative work, that they need to go into the field and see what we're doing back end. You just don't see sitting at the desk and they are like, at the computer and you think everything is easy peasy. So we do that, and I've seen like people, they're impressed. Oh my God, you have a woman doing this, you have women doing this on your team. And it has opened a lot of people's eyes to see that women can do more. Like, saying what a man can do, a man can do better. Yes, we can do better. So those are the two aspects that we've been able to, include people or approach inclusivity. Yeah.
So doing business in Warri is not your regular kind of business, but I have been able to look beyond my environment and be limited by it, because there's a saying that says in Pidgin that now the name where you give your dog, now everybody will join you call them. In English, it means the name you give to your dog, that's what every other person will call the dog. So I didn't want my environment to limit me. I know I had to do twice as much for them to value exactly what I bring to the table. And thank God for social media and internet. It made me, I was able to take my brand outside Warri to the world. So Warri braced up to my brand when they realized that it was beyond them. It was not limited to them. There was Lagos, there's Port Harcourt, there's Abuja. So when the value outside Warri, when the ovation was loud, Warri braced up. So right now we're at that point whereby this is a thing and there's somebody that is doing this. So let's all share and support. There's been patronage from them, knowing fully well that we give quality. Aside staying in Warri and not limiting the brand, it goes beyond just doing something. It goes into the branding, into quality product. That because I am here doesn't mean I have to be mediocre, doesn't mean I have to do it local. So the dream is big, the branding is consciously done. So what you get even from my grassroots is quality over quantity. The message is, if they do it in Lagos like this, they do it in Abuja like this, you can get it in Warri like this. So I didn't let my environment to limit me to do things mediocre. So the brand is intentional. We're being intentional about the branding, being intentional about the services, being intentional about customer service, being intentional about virtually everything. So the take home is, you don't have to let your environment limit your abilities. Explore, shine. Wherever you are, you can take it from here to the world.
Wow, lovely. Thank you.
So if I may add to your question, look at the people sitting down right here. We have the EDC, we have the Business Day. How can they, in addition to your story, how can they go to your level and connect with similar entrepreneurs like you? How can Business Day use their insights in a way that you can understand, you can read, it can be interpretable to you, ní bí ẹ ṣe lè lò fún business ara yín, àwọn tó jókòó yìí, àwọn ìjọba, àwọn insight provider, àwọn information tó ní, báwo lẹ ṣe lè lò tẹ́pọ̀ máa wúlò fún entrepreneurs bíi tẹ̀yin ní level tẹ̀wá. Thank you very much.
Ẹ kú jókòó. Ní kúkúrú èdè, àwọn youth tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí, wọ́n máa focus sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe one. Secondly, wọ́n tún máa anything tó bá dojúkọ, wọ́n máa fọkọ̀ rọ, wọ́n máa mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe, especially our parents tọ́mọ wa bá ń ṣe nǹkan kan ká bá fojú sí i, tó bá jẹ́ iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ náà ni kó kọ́ dáadáa, tó bá jẹ́ ìwé ni kó gbárùkù tí kó rí ṣe, because nígbà tẹ́mi náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi ò jẹ́ kankan, but mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run lénìí, mo fojú sí dáadáa, mo kọ́ fún 8 good years. Látìgbà tí n dẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ìdojúkọ oríṣiríṣi ni mo rí, but mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run lónìí wípé ó ṣeé ṣe fún mi. Ṣé o understand?
Thank you very much, ma'am. So I'm going to flip the first question to the enterprise organizations. What are you doing to include grassroots and people who cannot apply, people who cannot read the English on your website? How are you bringing them on board? Because they're also a major share, particularly in terms of MSMEs in this country.
Okay, thank you. So this is a major challenge, honestly. And we started to partner with organizations that were interested in reaching out to people of this within this space or this demography. Initially, it was really hard. It is really hard. But what we started to do was partner with organizations that were interested in doing this. And what we've done so far really is we started with reaching out to artisans. So we did programs for plumbers, for carpenters, for mechanics. And then we, of course, if you have to design programs like that, you also have to revamp your curriculum so that you are really speaking to their needs. And also it goes a long way. It affects the whole chain in terms of the planning, because you have to also find faculty that can deliver as effectively well in Pidgin English, for example, because they don't understand when you're talking about business model canvas, for example, and you're talking about customer segments and you're talking about all those things. You really need to find people who can break it down and break it down really granular terms for them to be able to understand. We've not done so much in that already, but we've done programs. Like I said, we started with artisans, and we've done programs training plumbers, training mechanics, and training carpenters. We are still taking it further to be able to reach people. The other thing is that at some point, Faith Foundation had a presence in Port Harcourt, but what we were doing with the Port Harcourt, the strategy for the Port Harcourt space was to work with the government to for what's it called now? What's it called? I can't remember. But the program that the government has to help take people out of, what's the word? No. No, I'm trying to remember. Okay. But really to help people within those spaces come out of what they're doing. People who were causing havoc in the. Thank you. So we had a lot of amnesty programs, but that was targeted at people to help them, see the possibility in doing something better with their lives and also setting up businesses for them. That's the same model we're using for this program that we're running with artisans, and we hope to, take it, make it bigger.
Very much.
Okay, we've done quite a lot, especially in the last 1 year. EDC, PAU, we are seen as high level. We had to be very intentional about going to that particular level. So under the Transforming Nigerian Youth program that we did, we use, everything is digital. So we have the learning management system using smartphones. But then the next level we went to was what we call the IVR, interactive voice response. It's a technology that has been with us for years, but we modified it. So if you dial into a company, they will tell you, oh, if you are looking for salespeople, dial 1, something like that. That's the IVR. And with that technology, we are now able to provide management learning in Hausa, in Pidgin today. And we have about 25 courses already fully developed. And we have to go into different pedagogy. So like storification, dramatization, And we had to employ people that are used to teaching people that they don't see. So we went to the radio people. They could carry on the audience that they don't see. So we talked with the OAPs, not in Lagos, in Kano, in Kaduna, or people in Warri and Edo that understand and speak a different kind of pidgin. All right. So we're able to do that. In the next, since 2 months now, we have started with Yoruba and Igbo. And so we'll be able to deliver that before the end of the year in 3 major languages plus pidgin. That's one. Secondly, we also know that because we can't reach everywhere, we are developing what we call anchor people in different communities. I use Victoria as an example. What Victoria is doing in Osun State, there is no way EDC will do it. When we brought Victoria to EDC, she was not speaking English. If she sees anybody, she will kneel down. Is very rural type person. But last week, in fact, she didn't even have email. We had to be using somebody else. But today she's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. And she's able to mobilize the grassroots people at her level. And what we do is to support people like her to be able to mobilize, because we know we can never be this effective with the grassroots people the same way she's doing. So that's what we've done. We use radio also a lot, radio and storytelling. If we in Lagos, in Abuja, and a few places, we tell the stories of entrepreneurs. And that inspires and magnetizes people at the grassroots level to be able to take action. Thank you.
All right. Okay, I'm right behind you in case you're looking for me. Because we have some of our participants online also that are asking some questions. And to be so interesting, that we need to run through this question as soon as possible before we call it over today. We have someone, probably anonymous, and this question goes to us: how can entrepreneurs manage and strike a balance with stringent government policies when it affects their brand? So at this point, we're just gonna maybe you're gonna direct the question to the person you wanted the person to answer the question, but make it probably less than 2 minutes, so we can quickly go through this question. The first question: how can entrepreneurs in Nigeria? Okay, the first question: how can we strike a balance between the stringent policies we have in Nigeria? We have FX challenges, tax challenges. We have some policies that are really anti-business. And how can a young entrepreneur, solve through these challenges and come out unscattered? So promise, direct it to you.
I think I'll direct that to Mr. Okiti.
Okay.
2 minutes or less, sir.
Less than 2 minutes, please.
Yes. I think the issue with policy, there are so many dimensions to policies in Nigeria. But I think the key one is that most businesses and most entrepreneurs are not very clear about where the government wants to go. I don't know how to, there is nothing wrong in changing policies per se. Governments are meant to change policies. But how do you change policies in a way that takes into consideration the position or the businesses that are affected by these policies? That's one. But also in a manner in which they understand that this is where we are going to. Now, we have changed this policy today, but you can be rest assured that in 2022, this 2023, this is what to expect because of what we have seen ahead. But in many cases, what we see is that on Monday, there's a new policy. On Wednesday, you get to the ministry, there's a new policy. On Thursday, you get to the market, there's another one. Even in the same ministry, they don't even understand the policy.
So how can entrepreneurs navigate this policy, sir?
To be honest, I wish I can tell you how.
All right, please. The next question. All right.
So anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let me now tell you what I would do. I focus on things as an entrepreneur. I would say focus on things you can control. Simple.
Thank you very
because
much.
you can't control government policy.
Honestly speaking, if they can't find a way, then they are not an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur must always look for a way to disrupt and to circumvent. Full formula, make sure that your input is at least 70-75% local content, as much as possible. That one, FX will not affect you because you are local. Secondly, make sure that what you are selling or who you are selling to, if possible, 70-75% export. Then you will earn foreign exchange. Or you balance it, even if it's 50-50, it means you will then be independent of those ups and downs, because as you earn forex, you will use it to buy the input into that. That's what we've advised all our people, and a number of them are making a way. Thank you.
All right, I think Prince Adeola Adewale is a specialist in that. Probably later on, people can consult you. All right, thank you very much. See, the next question is very, very simple, because we're trying to create entrepreneurs that are very, very global, that you can compete with any other product from other country. Now, this person is asking, as an entrepreneur from Nigeria, how can you compete as in, optimally with your peers from other countries? He's talking about competitive advantage. So, Promise, who do you want us to? Who can answer that question?
Who can answer that question?
All right.
It's a very good question. For me, I believe in, like I said, quality, because most of the times when you see people talk about made in Nigeria products, talk about how shoddily they are being made. There's no attention to detail. And most of the time it's not these people's faults. Sometimes the environment, the materials that they use to produce their products here, it's not of high standard, and sometimes they have to import to do these things, and that's capital intensive, and it's a lot of money. But I would say the quality, like for me, an example is this. I remember one time I had a client from Abuja. She wanted a chair, and my carpenter made the chair. He had finished, and there was just a small error. And I told him to disassemble the chair and we start from beginning again, because I knew what I wanted my brand to portray. I always say that I want Cyrus 45 to compete with our international counterparts. I'm not playing on a local level. So if you have a vision for your brand, you will put all the work into it. So if you're talking about competing favorably, sincerely, your environment is not really favorable. So it's left for you to put in the work and put your back into it. Yeah.
What if it's Chinese products? Can you compete with Chinese products in Nigeria?
Yes. Really.
Face your lane.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
You.
Face your lane. All right. Focus. Thank you.
All right. So this is the last question. In a minute, what do you have for entrepreneurs, the ones here and the ones out there? What would you say to them on this their journey?
Okay. So I mean,
okay, sorry to urge you a little bit. There's a question, so you can answer this with your question. What has been the Faith Foundation began entrepreneurial advocacy work? Is there any way that you've been you've seen support from the government so far? Probably when you want to round up, maybe collaboration, government support while you doing that.
Yeah, sure. We've done quite a lot of work together. Faith Foundation and BusinessDay, quite a lot, particularly in storifying our engagement and the work that we do with entrepreneurs, and just putting those stories out there. Our BusinessDay has been really helpful in terms of that and contributing to the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So yes, the question is, what's the government's attitude since Faith Foundation and BusinessDay began? It's very positive. It's been very positive, particularly with our advocacy work. We've gotten quite a lot of policies being slightly changed or revamped or redesigned or remodeled or reworked in our favor, in terms of in our favor for the entrepreneurs that we serve. So that's gone very well. That's gone very well to directly answer the person's question. And then in closing, I was saying that one thing is common across everything everybody here on this panel has said. Entrepreneurship is hard. It's hard. It's really hard. I mean, being able to identify challenges, designing or defining solutions to sort of curtail those challenges, and then finding support, finding the resources, resources in terms of human resources, in terms of partnership, in terms of funding, in terms of education, knowledge, it's hard, right? And so you must be, Mr. Bankole was trying to explain that entrepreneurs must try to find a way. You must find a way. I mean, that's a value, or that's a character trait that every entrepreneur who believes he or she is an entrepreneur must have. Entrepreneurs always finds a way, always finds a way. I mean, last, just face your lane, like Mr. Bankole has said. But we all know it's hard. The entrepreneurship environment is very porous in Nigeria. It's difficult. Like I said in the beginning, policies are set to kill your businesses. So with that understanding, you must be resilient. I think there are some soft skills, some traits, some values that you must imbibe as an entrepreneur. You must be resilient. You must be dogged. You must be. It's hard in Nigeria. It's hard. It's really hard. I run a small business as well. It's hard.
Now we need to run, man.
Yes,
we need to
yes,
run.
thank you. So you must be resilient. You must be dogged. You must be determined. And I'm sure that at some point in your journey, you would find a way.
Thank you very much. We need to run a little bit, so we want to keep it like on 2 minutes,
piggyback
please.
off what Oge said, I mean, she said almost everything I wanted to say about being resilient and whatnot and the likes. But I'll just say this: that if you're an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, do not let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Don't fear. Because fear will just impede you from doing what you want to do. Dream big, dream wild, as far as your eyes can see, and the sky won't be your limit.
I love the idea of quality. I love the idea of brand positioning and everything. But from day one, think of scale. If you want to compete globally, technology is always going to be in the mix. Before, 20 years ago, we weren't thinking like this. Today, if technology is not in it, minimum 50% dead in 12 months. Mark my word, dead. Capital letter. That's my final word for you. Thank you.
What I should wait is collaboration, partnerships. Please, let's not, there's this notion that entrepreneurs should always go it alone. No. I mean, collaborate, partner with people, and you have a greater chance of succeeding when you actually work with people, including employees. Because sometimes people talk about entrepreneurs and say, oh, they create jobs. You can have employees that are also entrepreneurs in their own mindset. So don't just say, oh, I'm entrepreneur, so everyone else cannot be entrepreneur. Even those that work for you, you should train them to be entrepreneur. So partnership, collaborations for me.
Thank you.
Okay, so like I always want to say, stay hungry. It's always tempting to relax when you get to a certain level that, okay, I've arrived. There's no arriving. Because like every other person has said, entrepreneurship is hard. It's hard, and sometimes, many times, I know a lot of us here that has one small business or the other. There are days you stay in the bathroom and you cry serious tears. You chase them. Then you come and don't see that part because no one really cares. But if you don't stay hungry and you get so the comfort zone kills a lot of dreams. Because when you feel you have arrived, someone else is coming and the person is going to overtake you and hide you so far, no one will see you. So stay hungry, be restless. Be restless. You have not, as long as Nigeria is involved, everyone has to stay on top of the game because there's no resting. Before you know it, one policy comes and scatter the whole hard work you have. In 2018, we had the coconut, we were buying coconut easily. Suddenly, they closed the borders. Coconut rose from 10,000 to 20,000 to 25 to 30,000 for what we were buying before. At a point, I felt like running away from the business because what the hell? I'm here to make money. But then, somehow, you have to forge ahead. So stay restless, stay hungry. It will help you. Actually, stay hungry, please. Not the kind of hungry that food satisfies. Not the type of hungry that food satisfies. But the type that comes from within. Stay hungry, please.
Please don't add the hashtag to your tweet, please. All right. So Ms. Julian, you need to tell them, people that are like you, I want to jet in that they are still coming up. They're wọ́n try láti máa ṣe iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ wọn in fashion in everything. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ìtùnú fún wọn pé kán má give up. And what kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ pé kán dìmú? Nǹkan tẹ́ kán dìmú láti tẹ̀síwájú. Ẹ gbé fún wọn jàre.
Àwọn youth ni mo ní láti bá sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Ẹni tí tá bá ń ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe dáadáa tọkàntọkàn. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká give up lórí ẹni tí tá bá ń ṣe. Ọlọ́run á ràn gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́.
Amen. Please, a round of applause, our panelists. You know, you all agree with me that today we try to do something different from other panelist sections. We have a balance side, and we try to bring a spice to it. We, you know, hearing from the grassroots and also hearing from the people from the support side. And this has been a very, very laudable experience. So the takeout from this point is that even my friend here says, stay hungry. You know, me, I always say, keep getting hungry or look more for something that will quench your thirst. And just like they mentioned, be focused. As an entrepreneur, we need to be focused always. Always put your eyes on the goal. And also that's been said, you know, from the passion of Lubanki & Co. You know, anything you find doing, make sure that you do it so well. Always be competitive and let your passion drive you. Don't give up on what you're doing right now. And don't forget inside also, not everybody can become an entrepreneur. Because if you're a whole entrepreneur, you know, the system will shut down. We still need the support system. We need the banking system, the financial running. So we're all working in synergy for one another. But as mentioned, by the boss from EDC, is that even as an employee, have an entrepreneurial mindset. You know, when you become enterprising, even on your job, you know, you produce things that entrepreneurs are supposed to do. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll give it to Promise Lawa to say one or two things about this panel session, and we call it a day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please let's give a round of applause for our panelists. They've been so amazing for their time and for sharing from their experiences. This has really been a good, and I hope everyone here has something to take along. So thank you so much as we go back to our seats, and thanks JCI for doing this. Over to you, Busayo. Oh,
okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Please remain in your seats. Dear panelists, please remain in your seats. Dear panelists, please remain in your seats. Thank you very much. It's been an awesome experience. I've learned so much, and I love the part where someone on the panel, you know, said that sometimes you go to fantastic events and they say a lot of fantastic things on how you can easily get X, Y, Z. And then you ask yourself, for this Nigeria way we did so, you know, and I appreciate every single one of you for striking a balance in the conversation. Thank you so much. And in JCI, we have a culture of appreciation. But before we go to that, I'd like to recognize some very important people that we have here. Please, with a JCI round of applause, I'd like to recognize the presence of JCI Senator Pascal DK, 2016 World President. Thank you for attending. Thank you very much, sir. I would also like to recognize the presence of National President of JCI Iran, Navid Idris. Is joining us online. We appreciate you, and we recognize JCI Senator Rotimi Adewale, Vice Chairman, JCI Nigeria Senate Association, and we also recognize the presence of JCI Senator Dayo Niyi Idowu. Thank you for joining us. And right here with us, we have JCI Senator Abodurin Roberts. He's one of our past presidents. Thank you very much. And I want to recognize and appreciate the presence of the president, Nigeria Britain Association. She's the first Nigerian female president in the association and the youngest, Miss Abimbola Okoya. You are welcome. Thank you so much. So now we're proceeding quickly with appreciating the people that have given us an insightful experience. And to do justice to that, I would like to call forward the chairperson CYEA to be accompanied by the national president. Olajumoke Adeola, please step forward with JCI Ambassador Abiola Olorunishola. Okay. And to join us here in making the presentation, please, JCI Senator Pascal DK would like that you step forward to help us make this presentation. Thank you. And as is coming, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Secretary General for JCI, Kevin Hain, is joining online. He has joined online. We recognize your presence. Thank you. Okay. So the first person that will be appreciating and making this presentation to is someone that is really dear to us and someone that has been very instrumental in the success of this initiative, is much more than a panelist on this session. Please make welcome the Director of Enterprise Development Center, Pan Atlantic University, Peter Bankole. Okay, so coming right up is the Managing Director of BusinessDay Media, Ogo Okiti. Okay, please, can we have Ogenaife step forward, please? And to help us in presenting this award, we'd like to have the 2019 JCI Nigeria President, JCI Senator Adeola Akinola. Okay, so I think this is really getting personal, but I can't argue with the chairperson. So she has requested that our chapter president, Sheye Joseph, sorry. Yeah. Okay, oh, sorry. Now I get what is going on. She wants us to know that the JCI senator standing right here was also their president at JCI Victoria Island at some point. Yeah, so now we can go ahead. Okay, next up is Fumi Tuoye, founder Fumi Coconut. Next up is the first friend I made the moment I stepped into the hall, Olajumoke Adeola. And okay, so and to present this award with the director, the chairperson CYEA and the NP, would like to have Miss Abimbola Okoya. Please step forward. Thank you. Okay, next up is our theme speaker for today. He was here early and he has been with us for every minute of this event. So would like to make him this presentation, and we appreciate you for making time out and the fact that you're still here even after your presentation. Thank you very much. Okay, all right. Okay, so next up is one of the people that have helped us in doing really well with the panel session today. So I would like to call Promise Lawal to come forward and to join us in presenting this award. I'd like to have JCI Senator Abodurin Roberts. Please step forward. Okay, next up is a very brilliant entrepreneur, let me say femalepreneur. We appreciate input on the session, and I like the fact that she has helped us to connect with people in the grassroots. So to receive this award is Mrs. Juliana Idowu. Please step forward. Thank you very much. Please, you can have your seats. So, okay. So I want to make a request on behalf of my boss that had to fill in as a moderator on the panel session. So I hope that his award will be delivered to his doorstep. I trust you, Olajumoke. Thank you very much. So to the next item on the agenda, we should have had this earlier, but we understand that okay, so to proceed with the next item on the agenda, like I was saying, would have the keynote speaker address to be taken by someone whose presence we don't take for granted. He is online. And please, I'd like the technical crew to confirm that he's ready to go now. Otherwise, we can give him a minute or two and proceed to something else.
I'm here, if you can hear me.
Absolutely, thank you.
Perfect. So, would you like me to start, or are you going to introduce me, maybe?
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, right. Well, thank you, and good afternoon to everybody. It's a rather strange configuration because I can't see anybody on my screen right now who I'm talking to, but it's an honor to be here in such a large room in virtual Nigeria, and I believe you're in the Radisson Blu Hotel in Lagos, and to be speaking to you in the context of this Creative Young Entrepreneur Award of JCI Nigeria. For those who I haven't been introduced to, my name is Kevin Hin. I am the Secretary General of JCI, speaking to you from Monaco. And my role is essentially to manage the JCI headquarters and also to coordinate the actions between our global staff and the board of directors, which leads to coordinating the actions of around 150,000 members, all of them enterprising young leaders present in 110 countries around the world. Now, I'm very, very proud to see the work undertaken by JCI Nigeria during this event, promoting entrepreneurship with the help of so many key stakeholders who are present at this meeting. I saw the list of partners who are supporting the organization of Creative Young Entrepreneur. And let me reassure you that this is not a phenomenon. The promotion of entrepreneurship at JCI is not a phenomenon which is exclusive to JCI Nigeria. On the contrary, it's the direction, the new direction which JCI as a global organization is moving in now. And thanks to the impulsion you're giving at JCI Nigeria with the members on the ground and also with the partners, you are truly leading by example. Now, when I see just how smooth the organization inside the hotel is, first of all, and the very, very professional setup, and the presence of JCI President 2016, Pascal Dike, who I also salute, and also the technology and all those watching online from Iran and from other parts of the world, myself from Monaco, it's really testimony to the amazing and professional work done by the members of JCI Nigeria, which is one of the shining stars of JCI in Africa and Middle East, and one of our leading global national organizations too, which delivers so many strong leaders around the world. Put things in, what I would like to talk about during this brief speech is really how the notion of entrepreneurship and the entrepreneurial mindset are key within the JCI global direction and the JCI global network. Our global tagline is indeed developing leaders for a changing world, and JCI wants to position itself at the forefront of innovation when it comes to developing enterprising young leaders for this changing world. If you allow me to share my screen briefly, I just wanted to show you a quick diagram what we're doing at JCI right now. What we want to do is to take young people aged 18 to 40 in Nigeria and around the world and help them develop their leadership skills through different types of actions, programs, events, trainings, and projects, which will help them develop skills in 4 different kinds of areas of development opportunity, which are business and entrepreneurship, international cooperation, individual development, and community impact. To do that, our desired outcome is to create the JCI Global Enterprising Young Leader. And what does this JCI leader do? The JCI leader is a master of all 4 areas of opportunity in equal measure. He or she is a global entrepreneur, a global networker, a global communicator, and a global change maker, all at the same time. And therefore, once we've created this JCI leader, we expect them, thanks to their JCI skills, which they will have developed through projects which are all about learning by doing in these 4 areas, to become leaders in government, business, or civil society, and then to become vectors of positive change in their communities in order to drive economic and societal growth. Concretely, what we have at JCI, and this is what puts things in context, is we have 4 key actions that embody each area of opportunity. In terms of community impact, we have our JCI Rise Global Initiative, which is JCI's reaction to the pandemic. It's not a humanitarian action, it's an initiative that is here to promote actions that fight the economic and psychological crises linked to COVID, which means professional reconversion, supporting local businesses, and promoting youth entrepreneurship to show that being employed is not a fatality, but only young people who have lost their jobs can be empowered with the skills to create their new businesses. We're also creating a series of global leadership masterclasses, which will develop the global entrepreneur, global networker, global communicator, and global change maker in terms of our training programs, so that JCI can be seen as a global benchmark of excellence for international leadership training. From the international side, we have our 10 Outstanding Young People program, and where we're going now, the flagship project for business and entrepreneurship around the world is the Creative Young Entrepreneur program, hence my background here. The goal of Creative Young Entrepreneur worldwide is to create global unicorn businesses in the future, which are built on JCI's values. And the JCI values are embodied in our creed, where we believe that the brotherhood of men transcends the sovereignty of nations, and also that economic justice is best won by free men through free enterprise. So you can see Creative Young Entrepreneur, which you're celebrating in Nigeria today, is a global project. What we've done so far is that the national champions have got to take part at the international awards. So we had a Creative Young Entrepreneur contest in America, in Europe, and in Africa and the Middle East over the last few weeks. You can see this is the impact of JCI's projects and media outreach and advertising around the world. And you can see here that these are some pictures of the American training of Creative Young Entrepreneur, and also the European Creative Young Entrepreneur contest as well, and some profiles of our regional winners and the jury sections. So basically, there were three top winners from Africa, Middle East, including Ibrahim Tiamiu from the immediate past president of JCI ECHO in Nigeria, who was one of the finalists. Also 3 finalists from Europe and America, and there'll be 3 finalists from Asia Pacific as well. And these 12 winners will go on to a World Congress to become the global champion as well. What we want to do is really show that JCI is an incubator for innovation, an incubator for talent, and an incubator for economic dynamism. And I know that in Nigeria, your government is also creating a fund for youth entrepreneurship and also for female entrepreneurship as well, which is worth, I believe, $200 million for anybody who wants to create a business age 18 to 35. So I truly believe that Nigeria, as as the continent's largest country in terms of population, and also as a hotbed of entrepreneurs, going from a roadside business to the multinational advertising firm or the Nollywood film business enterprise, can truly lead by example. And this is where JCI Nigeria should really play its role in being at the forefront of enterprise development, economic and societal growth, thanks to what we are doing at JCI at a global stage. So to conclude, I would like to thank all of the partners, all of the members of JCI Nigeria, and all of the senators and mentors led by past JCI President Pascal Dike for your support in promoting creative young entrepreneurship in Nigeria, and carry on. And I hope to see the winners of Nigeria next year at the Global Creative Young Entrepreneur Champions moving forward. I hope this brief presentation gave you an idea of where JCI is going now, and I count on your support, and you can count on our support and my personal support to always be with JCI Nigeria and help you to keep growing and to really help you become the foremost network in Nigeria of enterprising young leaders, just as what we are aiming to do all around the world. Keep making your country, your beautiful country, which I hope to visit soon, keep making your wonderful country of Nigeria shine around the world, and keep on showing what your country can do. I wish you all the very best and send you warmest greetings from the Principality of Monaco. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General JCI Kevin in. We appreciate you for the wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for joining us. At this time, would like to quickly ask that the national president and the chairperson CYEA step forward to take a group picture with the panelists very quickly, after which we will have a goodwill message from Managing Director, CEO, SCIB Nigeria Co. Limited. JCI Senator Shola Tinubu, please get ready after this. Okay. Team speaker, please step forward and join them. Thank you. Moderators, please join. Thank you very much, panelists. You can take your leave and go back to your seats now. Thank you so much. Right now, would like to have a goodwill message from one of our sponsors today. We appreciate every single organization and individual that has supported this initiative. So right now, I would like to ask that the MD, CEO of SCIB Nigeria Co. Limited, Senator Shola Tinubu, I would like to ask that you please take your goodwill message now. He's joining us online. So technical crew, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, several years ago, I had an expatriate friend of mine after tour in Nigeria was going back home. And I asked him, what's the most memorable thing you've learned in Nigeria? He said, well, there's this thing that Nigerians do in protocol. That means they seek permission to stand on existing protocols. Since he's going to take that back home, it's a major thing for him. Today, I will not do that. We do have the time to meet all required protocol. Mr. President, JCI Nigeria, JCI Secretary General, immediate past JCI President, the national board members, local organization presidents, my fellow senators, our awardees, distinguished special guests, fellow JCs, and friends, good afternoon. Today, it is with great delight that I speak to you both as the Managing Director and CEO of SCIB Nigeria Co. Limited, and as one of your own. I understand the significant role entrepreneurship and SMEs play in the growing of our economy. Right on the other side of this coin are the struggles and challenges entrepreneurs go through, which is why we commend JCI for the brilliant initiative to encourage and empower creative young entrepreneurs across the world and to bring this home across the nation, giving the young entrepreneurs the platform to thrive and be better. We're most delighted at SCIB to be part of this initiative as a partner. Briefly, allow me to tell you who we are. SCIB is the leading insurance broking firm in Nigeria. For over 4 decades, we have consistently differentiated ourselves from other insurance brokers in Nigeria by offering unprecedented services to our clients, leveraging on our experience, professionalism, and innovation. A remarkable thing about us is that more than 65% of our staff are phenomenal young minds, some of whom are here today and are also members of JCI. I will conclude by saying 2 things. First, when you think about everything you care about, think about the numerous associated risk exposures. Then come to talk to us. We would walk you through the realm of risk management. Secondly, on behalf of the board and my colleagues, I say congratulations to all the awardees Thank you for braving the odds, regardless of the challenges. To JCI and JCI Nigeria, thank you for constantly developing young leaders for the changing world. Finally, congratulations, CYEA team, and do enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, JCI Senator Shola Tinubu. Coming right up is the President, Nigeria Britain Association, to take a goodwill message. Yes, please step forward, Ma. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I thought to do things a bit differently today. So I stand on all existing protocols, and I really want to congratulate and thank the awardees. I'm really ashamed to say that I've actually attended Faith Foundation and I've attended EDC, but I still didn't turn out to be an entrepreneur. I went into paid employment. So honestly, I really congratulate you because it's really a tough ride, and thank God for just keeping on. So I bring warm greetings from the Nigerian Britain Association. The Nigerian Britain Association has been around for over 52 years in Nigeria. And the main aim of the association is to foster true friendship between both Nigerians and Britons. We also look at, as one of our key ethos, is to foster or to encourage the next generation, which is everyone here, pretty much to encourage you in your paths. Now, recently, I was elected the first Nigerian female president of the NBA, which was something that unearthed a number of things, such as succession planning, inclusivity, diversity, empowerment, and also agility. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because as entrepreneurs, you need to be topical in terms of what the key things are. And we feel that, you know, the big idea that we're talking about now, it's one of the key things that people are working at. So you see a recent change in terms of women in leadership, not just in the private sector, but also in the developmental sector as well. And these are the things you need to look at also as young entrepreneurs. So I just want to encourage you and let you know that the sky is the limit. As they said here, do not feel like you've arrived, because it's a destination. And you know, they say it's not a sprint, but it's a marathon. So I just want to encourage you to keep at it. It is not easy at all. I've told you I've attended 2 courses and I still am not an entrepreneur. So the NBA is here to support. This is the second program that we're supporting JCI on, and it's something that we'll continue to support JCI on. So we just want to pledge our support on that. So thank you so much for having us here today. I hope to be here on more occasions. I'd like to congratulate the president on this, you know, event. I mean, it's just wonderful. I know you have online viewers as well. I just want to encourage the people online as well. Thank you so much for having us here. The NBA is here and we're here to support young entrepreneurs in Nigeria and beyond. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ma, for that wonderful goodwill message and pledge of continuous support. Right now, we're going right back to where we started from, yeah, and would like to make award presentations to some of our awardees. And I'll also like to state that these awardees were carefully selected across Nigeria. So we have people in Katsina, we have them all across. So there's a possibility that some awardees might not be here in person to receive their awards, but we will make the presentation with the people that we have right now. So we have a veterinary doctor, a molecular virologist, a social entrepreneur, is the founder of Evet Technology Incorporated, an agri-tech startup that connects livestock farmers with on-demand veterinary care providers. So before I proceed with reading out his profile, I'd like to again ask that the chairperson, CYEA, step forward with the national president. Please step forward. Okay, all right. Okay, so our D is, like I was saying, a vet doctor, and he created the Evet platform, which is also AI-enabled, providing actionable data insights in animal disease surveillance. And since the launch, it has garnered usage from hundreds of farmers and vet care providers who are in need of a better and easily accessible way of preventing animal disease and improving their farm productivity. He is a yearly RLC fellow, a global startup ecosystem alumni, and a Faith Foundation alumni. He strongly believes that Evet is the future of veterinary care delivery in Nigeria. Please, with a round of applause, welcome with me, Stephen Obey.
Thank you, JCI, for this. This is more than an event for me. It's like an experience. I grew up in a family where my parents relied on money from the sales of livestock to finance my study. And times when these animals start dying and we could not access veterinary care, were times of financial struggle for us. This experience gave me a drive to actually become a veterinary doctor and to set up EVET, which connects livestock farmers with on-demand veterinary care provider. And we have a goal in EVET, which is actually to make sure that an average livestock farmers in Nigeria do not experience animal diseases associated loss. And we are pursuing this goal. And you can join us as a partner, as an investor. We are open to that. Thank you very much, everyone. Much appreciated.
Well done, Stephen. So next up is a creative fashion designer, founder at Youth D. She's the CEO of Lads Fashion Institute Ibadan, creative director at Lad Afrique Wears. She has been producing designs for 5 years and has more experience in the management that is directly relevant to managing and operating Lads Fashion Academy. She has been actively involved in designing and clothing construction and has also worked as an intern fashion tutor at Olam's Fashion Academy. Her professional work has exposed her to starting, growing, and expanding a business, especially in the fashion industry in Nigeria. Please welcome with me Fisayo Oladapo.
Something. Okay, thank you very much for this. This is my first award as regards fashion, so it means a lot to me. Okay, so I can say 90% of people here have had tailor issues. It could either, the colors are marker as per disappointments and all that. It could either be with sizing, it could be, so we see to actually be able to compete globally, to be able to create fashion designers who can actually compete as regards fashion globally. It goes beyond being able to just paddle a sewing machine. It's being able to understand the art of fashion, textile, and a whole lot. So what we do is bring people to actually understand these things, to understand fashion illustration, to understand pattern drafting, and a whole lot more as regards fashion. Presently, we've been able to run online classes on fashion illustration and pattern drafting and all that. But at the moment, we still look to expand to actually get a good space to be able to actually bring in people to actually learn more and to understand more about fashion. Thank you very much.
Well done and congratulations. Next up is a 21-year-old Nigerian storyteller and creative technologist. Is the founder of Atech Hubs Nigeria, a leading STEAM tech skill acquisition company for young minds in the southeastern region of Nigeria. Is an internationally recognized award-winning innovator and filmmaker, winner of the J&J Champions of Science 2020, Dana Award recipient 2021, Falling Walls finalist 2020, and Opportunity Desk Impact Challenge winner 2021, is a current Google Creative Campus Fellow by Google 2020-2021 and Roger Archulette Student Academy 2021 class by Can Leons. Please welcome with me Stanley Anigbogu. With a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. I feel really excited, but first I have to thank God. Without him, it's not possible. I have to thank my family, my mom, my friends, and every single one that have supported me. It's not been easy. And thank you to the JCI team for believing in what we do at Atech Hubs Nigeria. I first started as a young boy that wanted to change the world using science and technology. It was really hard. We had to pick scrap metal from the streets, but today I'm receiving top 10 creative young entrepreneurs in Nigeria. So there's this quote I remember: "We are all babies in this world crying, but the world only recognizes those that cry out the most." And thank you for hearing my cry. So to my past self, thank you for not giving up. We are making it. To my present self, keep on pushing and keep going. And to my future self, see you at the top.
Thank you very much. Please, you can have your seats. And like the chairperson CYEA started with, she calls them CYEA rock stars. So we celebrate you. And for the sake of the people that did not start this program with us, I'd like to call out the names of the awardees again so that it can be recorded in the sands of time anyway. So we have Zang Lukabot, we have Adeleke Favor Okiki Jesu, Uche Kenneth Dekwe Fela Anise, Stephen Obey, Fisayo Oladapo, Anthony Ogbodo, Stanley Anigbogu, Chinenyewa Naji, and Abdulatif Abdullahi Isa. So about 3 people could not make it here today, but we will ensure that they receive their awards. So at this time, I'd like to call out all the awardees to come for a group photograph with their awards, please. Please come out with your awards to take a group photograph to be accompanied by the CYEA chairperson and the national president. Thank you. And to be coordinated by our dear photographer. Yeah. Please, we'd like to call out our partners to join them in the group photograph. SCIB FBN General Insurance. Thank you very much, everyone, for being patient with us so far. And we are rounding up now. We'll be rounding up in 5 minutes. And before we do that, I'd like to call Cherry Enterfield forward to quickly take a spoken word as we wrap up. Cherry Enterfield, are you here? Okay, if she's not here, I'd like to call forward the CYEA chairperson. I would like to call forward the CYEA chairperson as she takes our closing remarks.
Thank you very much once again. Standing on all existing protocols, I'd like to say, first of all, a very big thank you to the organizations that together we've made today's event successful. In no particular order, I would like to say a very big thank you to SCIB and Co Nigeria Limited. Thank you to BusinessDay Media. They've been our partners since day one. Thank you, Faith Foundation, for believing in the dream. Thank you, Enterprise Development Center. Thank you, Samvic Insurance Brokers. Thank you, FBN General Insurance. Thank you very much. Now this is quite personal to the president, the first female president of the Nigeria Britain Association present here. Thank you for believing in CYEA the moment you heard about the initiative and buying into not just the chairperson, but into the vision also. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to Solar Cats. Thank you very much, Curio Support Services. Now that's a bit weird. Saying thank you to my own company. Thank you also to Wider Perspectives Limited for the amazing support thus far. We couldn't have made it without you. And a special thank you to everyone joining us virtually, everybody joining us here. It's been an amazing experience. It's been 5 months of hard work. We've empowered over 100 Nigerian entrepreneurs through trainings, aside from the hour days. And then having to open the application, we received over 400 applications. I do not admire the Enterprise Development Center, the way they could pick 10 out of 400 amazing applications. After sieving through like 50, I gave up. Like, how are they going to come up with a 10? And they did a very brilliant job. So congratulations to them. Thank you very much, everyone. And I wish you a wonderful evening. Cherry Enterfield is still here. Cherry Enterfield is still here, and she will be entertaining us with the spoken words. But before I go, like I did at the beginning, I would like to say a very, very big thank you to the CYEA Rockstars. You might wonder why I call them Rockstars. We had just 5 months to put these events together, to start from the scratch. We had no system in place. We had nothing, no precedents, no partners, no history or partners. But we created a system. We had to engage stakeholders. We had to do a lot of things. A lot of people sacrificed sleep. A lot of people sacrificed working hours. And I just want to say thank you to every single person. I cannot name you all. You can look at the pictures in the brochure, specifically page number, yes, page number 12. Everyone, please open up page number 12. I want you to see the amazing people. Thank you very much. And to round off, and also to our volunteers today, thank you for taking up time. Thank you, and do have a wonderful evening. Cherry Enterfield is still waiting.
My name is Cherry Enterfield, and I am a gangster. Oops, official environment. Well, I'm a bad chick because the narrative of a good girl is so limiting. Don't walk like that. Gragra is too much. Your dream is too much. But I thought about it. In the next 100 years, we will all be gone. That means that we are all existing within the same time and space. So why would I let someone existing within the same time and space as I am to determine how far I can go? Let me tell you something. when old age must have come and our boiling youthful blood cooled. The strength of youth is gone, and on our heels we will stand no more. We all shall sit on seats of personal achievements, seats carved with young sweats, seats carved while others slept, irrespective of the number that will sit on the stools and those that will sit on the floor. There will be people to occupy the thrones. And where you shall sit is determined by who you are. And what makes you who you are? It is neither your fears nor your tears. It is not your state. It is the decisions you take and the choices you make. It is what you weigh in terms of controversy and content, not what you weigh in terms of comfort and content. So I ask you again, why would you let someone existing with the same pace determine how far you can go? My name, again, is Chairperson, and I am a 21st century woman, phenomenally. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cherry. That was worth waiting for. Thank you so much. And as we wrap up now, I'd like to recognize the presence of some local organization presidents that are here. I want to recognize the presence of JCI Lagos Metropolitan President Ayodeji Akinwande. I also want to recognize the presence of JCI Victoria Island President Sheye Joseph. And I want to recognize the presence of every national officer here present that has not been recognized earlier. And I want to recognize the presence of local organization board members. And as we wrap up, I want to say that I hope this event was worth your while, and I hope that the next time we'll call you to attend. We hope that you will oblige us. And finally, we have the last goodwill message and the last item on the agenda, after which the CYEA chairperson will step forward to take a group picture with our team. They have worked tirelessly to make this event a success. So right now, I'd like to have a representative of FBN General Insurance step forward to give us a goodwill message in 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ginika Okamelu. I bring you greetings from FBN General Insurance. And I'd like to say congratulations to all the awardees. It's not easy. Congratulations once more. Please don't keep the fire burning. Okay. I want to use this medium to say thank you to JCI for this initiative. Thank you very much. And also to appreciate them for the opportunity given to the young, to the JCI for this opportunity for them to expound their dreams. Thank you so much. So this is actually what we need in this country, like this initiative. This is actually what we need. And we also know that young entrepreneurs, they are very important in every economy. So this is where FBNGI comes in, not just as a sponsor, but also as a use the opportunity as a risk management also. Thank you so very much. I would like to say thank you for everyone that has put this together to make it a success. Thank you all once more. And I wish you all the best in all we do. Thank you.
So I realized that it's not a phenomenon that is common with really amazing people, that when they are giving themselves, they forget. No, when they're helping other people, they sometimes forget themselves in the process. So right now, I would like to present this award to our amazing host for an amazing job done today.
Okay, yeah, please, all CYEA team members come forward, join the CYEA chairperson to take a group picture, but I think they are busy now, so you might have to do that a bit later. So at exactly 4:39 today, we call this event to a close. Thank you very much for attending this event. Feel free to make a friend or two before you leave. Thank you.
What does it mean to run business in Nigeria in this kind of environment?
Running business in Nigeria, it takes a lot. It takes beyond the caution. It takes a lot of resilience. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of willpower to run a successful business in Nigeria and stay afloat, given against all odds, I'll say.
So running your business, the coconut business in Nigeria, how did you start?
I started from scratch. I started from my kitchen with a lot of hard work. I started with almost zero funding. Just got a little bit of funding, less than 10% out of 100. But so far so good because we have kept up being diligent, being resilient, and being innovative. We have been able to stay afloat all these years, in almost 4 years, and God has been faithful.
So marketing is one of the major things that is very important to business. How did you get people involved, companies to patronize you?
Okay, so because the world is a global village right now, given the internet, we're able to leverage on that. Social media marketing, then ads, influencer marketing also, and we're able to do billboards in our local environment, Warri. We're able to erect billboards in several strategic points in town to be able to drive traffic to the brand, and also word of mouth marketing, aggressive marketing on the streets. So far so good. We are still on it. SMS marketing, email marketing, whatever way we can get our products in the faces of people, we try to leverage on such channels.
So if you want to market your product to anyone who are not seeing what you are doing and the benefit of your product, how exactly will you sell it to them?
I'll sell it to them first by teaching them. There's a lot of people that only know the benefit in eating healthy. But first of all, tell you why exactly eating healthy is of your own benefit, and nobody wants to stay and be at risk, put themselves willingly at risk when they know they can actually do better. Because basically, whatever you take inside is what reflects on the outside. So first of all, teach you what it is, what it means to eat healthy. And so we sell not just the product, we sell the benefits behind the product. So you make the decision to either stick to those high in general not good for you, or you come to the healthier side of life. And so far so good. We've been doing amazingly well in that regards.
So where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, let me say, we'll see the business going beyond the shores of Nigeria, because we have been able to establish the fact that the product are also needed, our organic product are also needed outside the shores of Nigeria. So in 5 years, we see a better link between Nigeria and the outside world with our products.
So how would you describe, what would you tell entrepreneurs who were here today at the CYEA Award, some of the things you share with them, how would you tell them to use this information?
My key word still remains stay hungry, be resilient. It's not an easy one out here. It's not easy. No one will tell you their pains or their tears behind all. But you as an entrepreneur, you stay hungry, stay woke, stay informed, learn at every given point in time. There's no limits to learning. So everything that you pick here today, from everyone's story, stay with them, run with them. There's a limit to comfort zone. Do not be comforted even when the ovation is at the loudest. Stay resilient. Stay hungry. It will help you in the long run.
So JCI Nigeria has put this event together. Do you have any message?
Yeah, JCI is an honor to be in this event. I count it as an honor, and I do not take it for granted at all. It's an amazing event out here, and they've done amazingly well putting this together and bringing out the connection I've gotten so far from this event today. I give a very high thumbs up to JCI. Thank you.
Mention your name and your company.
My name is Fumi Toyo. I'm the founder of Fumi Coconuts, an indigenous business where we produce virtually everything using coconuts. We like to be called the Coconut Village.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please mention your name and your company.
All right, my name is Kenny Amaske, and I work with BusinessDay.
So BusinessDay is known as a newspaper company that majorly report business reports, business news and things that has to do with business owners. How would you substantiate some of these things that BusinessDay is doing to help business owners tell their story?
Okay, so as you say, BusinessDay is majorly known as a newspaper, but also we have also transformed into a digital online medium where we are basically advocating for business, mainly private businesses, in order to really tell their stories. And I'm speaking in respect to businesses, young businesses. As you know, JCI, we are also sponsors and partners with them for the awards. And we're basically, doing this really to really showcase what people are really doing in the market, innovations, and also using it as a means to also encourage other entrepreneurs also to come up.
A major challenge that most business owners have is that they don't tell their story, their impact story. If you want to encourage them, how would you tell businesses to start telling their stories based on some of the impact products they are creating, services and things like that?
Okay, I'll also use the same example as an example. Once people see other people telling their stories, just like this award has just done right now, they're also inspired to also do theirs, right? And again, we're giving this, our platform is really literally free for anyone to really come out and talk to, use us basically to tell whatever story it is that they actually want to really communicate really to the public. So we are open, and our news definitely, as I said earlier, is on print newspapers and also on the website. So it's a platform really for all to really use and promote whatever it is that we want to really promote.
I know this partnership between BusinessDay and JCI, most especially CYEA, has been for a long time. Why BusinessDay? Why is BusinessDay interested in JCI?
Well, I will say that we complement each other, right? So JCI, especially with these awards, is really targeted at promoting and encouraging more businesses. And BusinessDay, being a business newspaper, really focus on disseminating and promoting businesses, empowering people with the knowledge, political, economic, financial knowledge also. So we see that there is definitely a connection between JCI and BusinessDay, and really that's really the meeting ground, and the fact that we want to help is basically our main goal really.
So where do you see this partnership in coming years?
Oh, definitely going further and further. We already have plans to continue this, basically to promote this event, what has just happened here, beyond today, and also talk more about it, create a little bit of a continuity. And we know, of course, come next year, we're also supporting this event again.